And I don't know about my math here, but I think that's a lot of first downs.
I want to tell you something. He is so impressive watching this young man. Even last year when he was a freshman, he feels so comfortable and knows how to run this offense. He does a great job. And he doesn't hesitate. If he sees something open on the run, he's going to take off. And I'm very impressed with him. Smart kid. I've heard from my brother and coaches that he is so coachable, and he is such a likable kid. So, boy, does that mean a lot in these days and age.
Vito Kamara, 4 receptions for 67 yards so far this year, 1 touchdown. But Kamara contributing on both sides of the field. He's been excellent in that Poland secondary. And they really have, for a lot of, for everything given, have taken away the options for other quarterbacks, which has really let that front four shine for the Bulldogs on defense.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, they got to stay after it. They've got to stay in their lanes, get them hands up, make a decision, get rid of them, and get into that backfield. So we'll see what they can do here. They have got to play airless football tonight, so they're prepared.
Chase Jones, 14 carries for 88 yards so far this season, 1 touchdown. He, too, is averaging 6.3 yards per carry. And for the Poland Bulldogs, it's a great formula. You eat that clock up. You get out of here without a lot of injuries. You get the win, and you don't have to – there's not a whole lot to worry about. It takes a lot of pressure off your sophomore quarterback as well.
Well, the other thing is it keeps the clock running, and that's what you want. You know, you control the line of scrimmage. You control everything defensively. You just bend, but you don't break. And I've always said when I coached, man, if you can eat a third quarter or a second quarter up, that is such a great defense, keeping the ball away from them, the offensive other side. So outstanding job by Poland. They're very balanced on both sides. I see just a few little bit of tweaks as far as injuries. Nothing great, but again, you want to go into the season healthy, and so far so good.
And with Poland getting ahead in these games, they get that secondary player in there. They start to create that depth. Did that last year as well. Really paid off for them going into the playoffs, where your young players now have that varsity experience, and you learn to depend on them because now they're filling in for those spots where maybe you have that guy that's banged up.
Well, if you look at the roster and you look at the starters, I mean, you see senior, junior, very little bit of sophomores playing, but that's what you have to do. So the other thing is, like you said, once they get ahead, they start filtering these guys in. Man, if you can get those guys to play a quarter at a varsity football game as a sophomore, even as a freshman, man, by the time they become a sophomore, junior, senior, they're ready to go.
Yeah, interesting note. I'm glad you brought that up. The sophomore class, right as it stands right now, 26 members at the sophomore level of this Poland football team.
And that makes all the difference in the world. And you're hoping that once the seniors go, that ninth grade team will be able to step it up and get it done, as well as the eighth grade team. You got to look as far as that back. So
on the offensive side, though, Coach, one thing you really have to take notice of is the 5 men up front: Colt Arnold, Andrew Babiak, Cam Hackstead, John Tanya, and Grayson Schaefer. And they have been outstanding. They've given David Zippolita time when he's needed it, and they've opened the holes when they've run the game. You really couldn't ask much more from them.
Well, see, again, you've all heard me say, as a line coach, man, I tell you what, I get excited with those fat guys. They are amazing. When you see a good offensive line and you can see a quarterback, like Zippolita, going back, and he ain't touched, and he's got all day. That's a tribute to the offensive linemen. Also, their run game, the way they open holes and get to the second level linebackers, it is absolutely amazing. So the coaching staff has really prepared these kids, worked them all over the winter and in spring. So they really look like they're ready and prepared.
Well, as usual, our Mark Beans had an opportunity to spend some time with Poland coach Tom Pavlansky. This is what he had to say about tonight's game and his evaluation of last week. And, of course, they are getting prepared for the big rivalry next week with the Canfield Cardinals right here in Poland. This was their conversation coming up this week.
We are back inside the Cleveland Cobras Coach's Corner, joined by Coach Pavlansky of the Poland Bulldogs. And, Coach, your team is off to a 2-0 start. You beat East last week 42-6, and, boy, your defense forced a few turnovers.
Yeah, they did. You know, really proud of the defense and the improvement they made all week in practice. And, they were anxious to play, and again, really proud of them. I mean, we got a big turnover early, and then on a kickoff coverage unit, and the offense was able to capitalize. But then in the second quarter, we got a pick from defensive end Cameron Hackstead that really helped ignite our crowd a little bit. And then we just our kids just kept on playing, and we had a really good second quarter where we played complementary football, and then in the second half, we just grinded it out and took some time off the clock, and which you got to do against explosive teams like East has. And so again, really proud of our kids.
You look at that game in the first couple of games, Coach. You're averaging about 45 points per game. You have to be pretty pleased with the offensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, we are. We're excited about our guys on offense. We think we have some guys that are capable of doing some special things with the ball in their hands, and we just got to make sure we keep on getting better at our fundamentals, and which are going to allow us to have those chances. And they got some more opportunities that the offense can touch the ball. Hopefully the number of big plays will increase.
When you look at a game like that last week, a 42-6 win over East, Coach, how do you balance getting the season going, getting your starters some reps, but also getting some of the younger players in to get an opportunity to play, because you never know when they're a play away from being a starter?
Oh yeah, hey, there's no doubt. There's a fine line there that we're really putting emphasis on practice every single day, and then when guys have an opportunity to get in on a Friday night, that they want to take advantage of it. I'm really proud. Again, it's in the fourth quarter. We were able to get a lot of guys that deserve to play, some time and some action, and they represented themselves well. And so we just all know that we got to keep on working and be ready when the moment's called for us to be ready to play, because if you're out there and your number's called, everybody's expecting you to do your job. And so the kids have bought into that, and this is really proud of them.
Coach, I've never heard or talked to a coach that said my team played a perfect game. You are 2-0, but what are the areas you're looking for improvement this week?
Well, yeah, we do. We're far from perfect. We're far from a finished product here. I'm sorry. And so we have to continue just to work hard each day in practice. And we got to be more efficient in the run game, as well as in the pass game offensively. And then defensively, we got to be a little more consistent in terms of our tackling. We got to get the guy on the ground, with our angles and all the little things that matter, that we got to keep on just emphasizing here in practice. And I know our kids are working hard, we are far from a perfect product out there. We got a lot of work to do, and know that really good teams, they keep on getting better. And so hopefully we can make another step here this week.
You mentioned after the Salem game last week, Coach, 22 missed tackles. Did you see an improvement in that area last week against Youngstown East?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm really proud of the defense. Defensively, we didn't give up a score. They scored on a fumble return. So again, really proud of the defense that they did. They had a great week of practice, and they put it together in the game. And again, led by Pano Zipolitis and Angelo Angelilli, J.J. Fonda, Colt Arnold, Peyton Miller, Vito Kamara. Those seniors really did. Cameron Hackstead. Those seniors really did a nice job all week, and it showed on Friday night.
Coach, I heard from your athletic staff this may be the first time you ever faced the field Falcons coming up tonight. How do you prepare for an unfamiliar opponent like that?
Well, we try to do our homework during the off season, to find out about them and who they are and what they're about, and then we just study like crazy the two films that we got on them from week 1 and week 2. What we know is they're a proud program. They made it to week 12 last year in the playoffs. So before losing to Seminary Catholic, but they are they got a really good skill. They got a young quarterback who's a big physical kid, got a strong arm, and he's got some quicks to him. And they arguably got the best ball player that we've seen to date for sure in their tailback and their safety. So they're a big physical group that we got to be ready for.
Finally, Coach, what's the key to defend home field and improve to 3-0 on the season tonight?
We got to take care of the football. We got to tackle well, and we just got to make sure we execute all our kicks.
Coach, your time is appreciated as always. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
We'll have more on the pregame show up next.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Pre-game show continues here at Pavlansky Field in Poland. Of course, we got to hear from head coach Tom Pavlansky, and Coach's Corner, of course, is brought to you by the Cleveland Cobras. The Cobras are in pursuit of a PAFL championship in 2026. If you're looking to continue your football career, contact owner Jesse Caldwell, 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Coach, we take a look at the opponents tonight, the Field Falcons, as they make their way here to Poland. And this is a team that was 9-3 last year, got their first playoff win in school history. 10 returning lettermen for the team. And they will rely on key players like their senior running back, Victor Brown. Coach talk about him. Senior wide receiver, Joey Dilworth. We saw him on the field, 6'4", 210 in wide receiver and linebacker. And Neil Moten, a sophomore quarterback, 6 foot 170. But Coach Dutch, earlier in the season, one thing he did say is depth is what is going to hurt us this year. Hit by graduation. So there's going to be a lot of responsibility on those starters, and depth becomes a problem right around that end of that third, fourth quarter.
Yeah, that attrition could get them, and then it's I've been there when somebody goes down and you turn around and look for the next guy up, and you go, oh boy, it just happens. But they got to be prepared here for Poland. Poland's good; they're balanced, but again, you just never know until the ball's kicked.
That's certainly Coach Dutch talking about how they would practice, how they would do a small area, work on some details, work on the fundamentals to make them very strong here, because they know into that third and fourth quarter, you're going to have that muscle memory. And really, it sounds like a good philosophy to work on that so that you're doing that automatically without thinking about much of it going in late into game. Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, too, is you want to try to, again, for Poland, you want to try to wear your opponent down, get ahead of the game as best you can so they can start filtering kids for the future. And these are type of games that could possibly happen. But again, you never know. Absolutely never know.
Field Falcons making their way to the field, accompanied by 2 U.S. flags. And they are going to be in their away whites with the red numbers outlined in black with the white helmets. The Falcon logo on each side. And again, 9-3 last year. Had a great year. I'm sure hit by some graduation pretty hard there. They get their first playoff win in school history. And so Coach Dutch in his first season has a lot to work on here again, but it's a great opportunity for these young players to get up here. And again, a lot of young guys on here. This may be a year where they develop, and maybe next year they're right back to that standard.
And that's what it's all about. You know what? Everybody goes through that circle. They climb, they get at the top, and then, whether attrition with graduation, and they start sliding, and it's just how it is. So you hope the next guy's up.
We're going to step aside for a moment here for the national anthem. introduced by Poland PA announcer Thomas John. Our nation's national anthem performed by the Poland Seminary Bulldog Marching Band, the best band in Poland.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to seeing the Field Falcon band later, who is a competition band, as I am told. I get some insight here for our musicians on both sides here, so we're excited.
And right before they are in the middle of the national anthem, we just got buzzed by one of the planes from out at Youngstown, the air base, and that was a little exciting. It was a little low.
Yep, C-130 flying right. So we got a flyover right here in Poland. Outstanding.
Cool.
Yeah, and that is excellent. So I want to remind you tomorrow coming up here at 11:10 pregame show for the Grove City Wolverines. They travel to Cortland, New York to take on the Red Dragons. And Grove City, ranked number 23 in the nation, take on the number 10 Red Dragons. 12 o'clock kickoff there. Mark Means and Ryan Briggs on Western Reserve Radio 2. And, of course, you can always catch it on the new iMedia One Network app. We're excited. Do we have that?
I have that. Absolutely.
Even the coach has it.
Even the coach got it. It's pretty, too.
So, Coach, we had a coin toss. And what were the results of that coin toss?
Well, Poland won the toss, and they deferred to the second half, and they will, I believe, be kicking off and going away from the scoreboard, I believe.
Now, this is a very windy night compared to what we've used to all summer long, where it seems to have been very stagnant. The flag seems to be pointing from south to north. So if I'm the Field Falcons, I want to kick. And where we're sitting left to right.
Yep, I got you. But Poland's kicking. Poland will be kicking into the wind, but we always have a good job done by that.
Yeah, Aiden Varanches, the senior player, a soccer player, kicking off for them. Of course, they have split the duties with the riches of the kickers here in Poland. It seems like every year Poland has a fantastic kicking core, as Aiden Varanches will get ready to tee this one up.
That is Rick Crin's grandson. I always want to mention Rick, great guy. You'll hear his name, and he's cheering for his grandson. Here we go.
Salvi Karamus will be doing the field goals and extra points as Varanches will kick this one down near the 20 to be tipped and picked up at the 5-yard line. That's going to be Alex Williams on the return, trying to get to the outside. He'll work his way near the 20, out near the 22-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will take over 1st and 10 on their first drive as we get the Week 3 of the Ohio high school football season here underway right here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. And want to thank them as well. And all kickoffs and field goals are brought to you by the Village Tavern this year. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern has been one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and laid-back atmosphere. The Village Tavern is located at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, the home of Mark Means and Dave Ferris, and online at villagetavern3.com. And we've been doing pretty good with the restaurants here. Because, we'll save the fourth quarter for the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
All right. So the Falcons now going to go 2 by 2, go to a shotgun, one running back to the left, moving left to right. They'll pitch it out to the far side. And it tripped up near the 25-yard line, a pickup or 2 or 3 on the play. Williams on the carry. And that's going to be Mason Folst at quarterback, the 6', 175-pound freshman.
And Chase Jones up there recognizing, fighting through things, and got to stop for him because it looked like it was going to open up, and Chase came in there and stopped him right for a 2-yard gain. Good
All right,
job.
they're going to mark this actually at the 24-yard line. So a gain of about 2, called 2nd and 8. That's a false quick pass out to the far side. That's going to be complete, and he'll be upended at the 26-yard line. Williams on the reception and run, pickup of 2. It's going to be 3rd and about, well, we'll call it 7 maybe, depending on where they're going to spot this. They're going to be right at the stripe at the 25-yard. No, they'll move one more. It will be the 26.
Vito Camaro read that perfect, came up there and made the tackle, sure tackle, and I think they were trying. They definitely watched film with East to see what they did.
Bolston the shotgun, got some movement, and now we have flags as it looks like
Ball start.
we'll have an illegal procedure coming up. That'll make it 3rd and 14 for the Falcons. Talk about a young core here. Victor Brown, the guilty party for the field Falcons. That'll push him back 5.
You know, Jim, it's so nice when an official who we could actually hear them and he comes over there because last year we had a heck of a time trying to figure out calls. So here we go offensively.
All right, we'll try this again as Mason Foltz was in the shotgun. You have Williams to his right, 3 receivers to his right, rolling out to the near side, fires out into the flats, and that's going to be incomplete near the 25-yard line. Pass intended for Andrew Phillip, the 5'10", 175-pound junior.
And we had 3 of the 4 defensive linemen right in his face. So outstanding job. He tried to roll out a little bit. So great job by the defense.
4th and 14 here, definitely a punting situation. And it's going to be Mason Foltz back there to punt this one away. Something to keep an eye on here. And Vito Camara lining up right around his own 45 to return this one. This ball is going to be headed towards the other side. Camara picking it up at the 37-yard line. Trying to slip one tackle at the 40. Makes it to midfield in the Falcon territory down near the 42-yard line. Vito Camara sets up the Poland Bulldog offense in plus territory. And for the field Falcons, not the return you want to see here as they will now start on their own side of the field.
Yeah, special teams did a good job, Jim. They he juke step first, but then he was able to come down the field. They set up a bit of a wall, and he was able to get, again, to the 42-yard line. Going in.
Got a piece of Kamara's shirt.
Yes.
He had the T-shirt under the jersey, and it kind of stretched out.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go there for him.
Take that off.
So 3 receivers to the right now. David Zippolita in the shotgun. He's going to have his brother Pano to the right. On his right hip. Single receiver to the near side. 1st and 10 at the 42. They'll send a man in motion. Quick pass out to the far side. Kamara trying to slip one tackle past the 40. 35, 30. He'll spin and turn and work his way down near the 28-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Poland first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, he tried to stop and spin and do what he got to do for extra yards. But I think if he would have put his foot in the dirt and then went forward and ran that guy over, I think that would have been better. But good yardage. First down. Here we go.
So 1st and 10. They'll actually mark it at the 29. 10:04 left here. First quarter. No score. Just underway here. Week 3 of the high school football season. Zippolita under center. One tailback. They'll hand it off. That'll be Chase Jones. Jones through the middle. Past the 10, 5, and into the end zone. Poland scores on a 29-yard touchdown run with 9:49 left here in the first quarter.
Great job. He went right and then saw it open, went back left, and it went back right and headed to the end zone. So good job up front. They sealed. They got that hole opened up. They were able to go up there and on that second level, seal that linebacker off, and it was all him after that. So great job, great run.
So first possession, Poland takes it into the end zone. Salvi Karamusa on for the extra point. Vito Camara to hold, snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. 9:49 left here first quarter. Poland scores on their first possession. They take a 7-0 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240 and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Poland with a 7-0 lead. Just after the top of the hour here, you're listening to Sports Radio 1240, WRQX AM 600, The Patriot, Cumulus media stations here in the Youngstown area. Of course, Western Reserve Radio 2 on the iMedia 1 network app. As Aiden Baranches with a short end-over-end kick. This one will land at the 25, and it'll be caught. And the returner will head right out of bounds. He'll slide into the Poland sideline. That's going to be Alex Williams on the reception. Went right down to his knees, Coach. And
It actually looked like the ball went out.
well, that's good for him because that ball is live.
Yes.
And we've seen that over, and I don't want to point anybody out, but sometimes in the UFL, we've seen lapses where players don't remember that is a live ball. That is not a punt.
Yeah, I get you. Absolutely.
So, of course, next week coming up here at Pavlinsky Field, Poland will host Canfield in the Battle of 224. Always love to have that game here. That's a great rivalry as the Falcons will be 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line, 9:47 left. They'll go 3 receivers to the right, hand off to the running back, trying to make it upfield past the 30 and fight his way down near the 33-yard line. Victor Brown on the carry. 5'10", 180-pound senior. And that was one of the names we mentioned that we'll have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they got good yardage on that, so outstanding job.
So Brown lost his helmet. He'll have to head to the sideline for one play. Clock will continue to run. 9.5 minutes left here, first quarter.
Hackstead was at the bottom of that.
Cam Hackstead, of course, with the interception last week.
Yep.
Just stuck that paw up and went right in his hand. So receivers 2 by 2 now.
Look what I found.
Almost in motion. Hand off to Williams on the jet motion. And he's got ball loose. Covered up by Pano Zipolita. And Poland's going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own at the Falcon 33-yard line. With 9:10 left here, first quarter. Poland back on the plus side of the field with possession.
I'm not sure who caught that up, but Colt Arnold was at the bottom of that pile. It looked like he had him by the legs, but I'm not sure if he was the one that caused the fumble because it was somebody else diving over top. So great job by Poland. There's a mistake that we talk about. The teams can't do that and then give it up at the 31-yard line. That is not good for field. They've got to clean their act up.
So 1st and 10 for Poland. 9:10 left here. They'll be on the left hash mark. Zipolita in the shotgun. They'll be in an empty backfield. Receivers 2 by 2. They'll go with the tight end to the right. They'll send Natoli in motion. Hand off to Kamara to the far side. He'll cut back into the 20, 15, and down near the 14-yard line. Pickup of about 16 on the play. And it'll be first down for Poland in the red zone.
Yeah, Victor Brown was there. He was able to get to him. Otherwise, he don't make that tackle and bring him down. That's touchdown. Great job. Great play call. A little bit of a kind of misdirection counter. It took a little bit to get there, but I'll tell you what, they had the whole defense coming this way.
There's your favorite coach, I formation. Zipolita under center, his brother at fullback. Hand off to Natoli. Natoli off the left side. He'll drive his legs past the 10 down near the 9-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, simple. All it is follow the fullback, and that's all he did. He ran it what looked like maybe a off tackle, maybe a little tighter on that. So it was like a 32 dive.
8:15 left here. Clock continues to run. They'll go back to the I formation. Delomo will be the single receiver to the near side. They'll go tight formation. David Zipolita now from under center, checking with the sideline. Natoli the tailback. They'll go 2 tight ends. Hand off to Natoli. Natoli off the right side, slips 1 tackle and fights his way down near the 5. Pick up a 4. And Looks like they're going to be about a yard short of a first down. They can get a first down right around the 3-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 5. So they can get a first at the 3. Play clocks in both sides, in both end zones here. Nice feature here at Poland.
Yeah, nice and big. You can't miss them.
So go back to the T formation. Zippolita under center, 3 running backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Pano Zippolita. He'll fight his way forward. Touchdown. Pano Zippolita on a 5-yard run gives Poland a 13-0 lead.
That's just absolute power by him. He put his head down, squared up them shoulders, and got low with them thighs and went right into the end zone. Also, great job, great push by the right side of that offensive line. So good job by Poland.
So Poland quickly jumps out to a 13-0 lead. Salvi Karamusa for the extra point. The 6', 180-pound freshman kicker snap is back. Kamara rolling out, fires into the end zone, and it's the 2-point conversion for Poland is good. Kelly Mimo on the reception gives Poland the 15-0 lead. And if you're going to work on some things, I guess that's a good situation too.
And I nothing against anybody. I think this was a good time to try that. I've run that play myself. So outstanding job. We had a little signal for that, and that was wide open.
I've been part of that several times, but I believe the guy was yelling fire.
Yes.
Usually a bad snap. So nonetheless, 7:15 left here first quarter. Poland with a 15-0 lead here, week 3 of the Ohio high school football season. I want to thank John Galbraith and the Youngstown Patricians for being a part of Ohio high school football here in the Valley in 2025. We will speak to them occasionally here during the season. We hope to have Vinny Anarino on.
Yeah,
coming up here during the new head coach of the Youngstown Patricians.
Vincent.
And
was on.
Can we say he's off the Bob Gessler tree?
Yeah, he is. He is.
All right.
He's a good kid. I'll tell you what. Vinny was outstanding. Great player. And Brookfield, I believe. Here's a kickoff.
And Baranches, end over end. This ball will land right around the 14-yard line. He'll bring it up towards the middle. That'll be Williams on the carry. He'll bring it to the near sideline, past the 30, 35, and he'll be knocked out of bounds right around the 39-yard line. And that's where they'll have a first down here for the Falcons with 7:02 left here in the first quarter. And the Falcons now trail 15-0.
And he stepped out of bounds. It was called, but he almost had a little fisticuffs there around the 45-yard line. Apparently, he tried to keep running, but I didn't get the Poland number. But they said, no, you ain't going nowhere, and kind of took him down, and he didn't like it.
Really, for Poland, special teams has been a real strong point in terms of field position here. So they'll go 3 receivers to the right this time of Mason Fulst, single receiver to the far side. We'll be on the right hash mark, moving left to right on your devices or on your dials, as the case may be.
A timeout, Jim.
And it looks like the Field Falcons will take a timeout. 7:02 left here, first quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back after this.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
First and 10 for the Field Falcons. They'll go receivers 2 by 2 this time. Fulst in a shotgun, one running back to his left. That's going to be Will Henson. Quick pass out to the near side. That'll be Williams. He'll catch that at the 43-yard line. Pick up a 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Falcons.
Chase Jones right on that tackle. Sure tackle. He caught it, took a step, and Chase was right there.
One of those names we talked about with some certain expectations this year and defensively for Chase Jones. It has been a good year here, to say the least. As the Falcons now, again, will go 2 by 2 with the receivers. One running back to the left. They'll send Williams in motion from right to left. It'll be Falston will keep it himself, make it past the 45, down near the 46-yard line. That'll be Gavin Seifert on the tackle for Poland. Clock continues to run with 6:13 left.
Yeah, I got a few yards on that, and he was brought down, so good defense. Bend a little bit, don't break. So now you got third and about 3. Let's see what they do.
Chase Jones actually averaging 6 tackles per game. Zippolitas, Pano with 16 tackles per game average. Hand off this time to the far side. Pano Zippolitas coming to the line and bringing him down. Will Henson had nowhere to go. The 5'9", 185-pound running back for the Falcons ran out of real estate quickly, even on the wide side.
Well, I want to tell you something. He was shot out of a cannon. He read that play perfectly. He was already filling the hole, but that's what linebackers do. They got to get that opening. They fill that hole, and boy, he filled it all right with a sure tackle, keeping his shoulders line of scrimmage, square to line of scrimmage. Great job by Pano.
Jaden Walker lining up at center for the Falcons. He lines them up. 3 receivers to the near side. Folston the shotgun. 1 running back offset to his left. It's going to be a pooch kick, and Kamara back to return this one from the 20-yard line. Kamara straight up the middle. He'll dodge Williams. He'll bring it to the far side. A block thrown. Kamara at midfield will be knocked down near midfield for the Falcons. Going to be Braylon Ruffner on the tackle, the 6'2", 260-pound offensive lineman. And for the third time, the Bulldogs will start on the Falcons side of the field with 4:54 left here first quarter.
Boy, Pete Zumas was standing right there. All he had to do is turn and make that block, and I think that would have been a touchdown. But he must have thought that he was past him, and then he got leveled. So great job, good return. That's what we need here.
We talk about field position, punt return, kick return. It has all set the Bulldogs up in very favorable position here as they will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Falcon 42-yard line.
When we talk about special teams, part of the game. It's a third of the game, and Poland's putting it together.
So Poland now going to go into a tight formation. They'll go two receivers to the left, 3 to the right, but all in tight as Zippolita looks like he's going to go under center. 1st and 10. Send a man in motion. They'll pitch it out to the near side, out past the 40, 35, and down near the 33-yard line. Brody Gensler on the carry, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore.
Well, we're already starting to see people that maybe they're starting to weed in a little bit because we haven't seen him. He's played a little bit, but again, we're starting to weed some people in.
And the advantage of having these leads early, development becomes a luxury for the Poland Bulldogs. They will mark this ball at the 33-yard line. 2nd and 1 now, 4:20 left here first quarter. Poland with a 15-0 lead.
And Pureness is in. I'm so happy to see this. He's a big boy. I killed to be that
6'5", 215 freshman at the left wing. He'll go in motion from left to right. Zippolita on a handoff to his brother Pano. Past the 30. Pano going to drag 2 and 3 players down to the 20-yard line. That's enough for a Poland first down. And I think one thing you learn quickly with Pano Zippolita is that you don't tackle him high.
Well, here's the other thing. The mentioned Ernest led the play, and he just tucked behind him. I don't think they saw Pano even running the ball because he was tucked behind that big 6'5" body.
Yeah, and you look at him as a freshman and what he's able to do now and the development he's going to have over 2 and 3 years.
I'll tell you.
I have a funny feeling we're going to see a few scouts here from some colleges that will want to see him in a couple of years. As Poland now will go receivers 2 by 2, Zippolita in the shotgun. Pano Zippolita to his right. Plants his feet, fires out. Pass intended for Chase Jones, going to overthrow it into the sideline. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for Poland with 3:18 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, just overthrew him and then led him a little bit too far. So it's going to be real interesting. Poland 2nd and 10.
Kelly Mimo will check out. Vito Kamara will check in for Poland. 2nd and 10, ball to 20-yard line. 3:18 left here first quarter here on a beautiful night in Poland Township. 3 receivers now to the right. Zippolita in the shotgun. Pano Zippolita to his right. David waiting for the snap. Hands it off to Pano. Oh, actually going to pull it himself. Past the 20. Trying to cut back to the inside. He'll make his way down to the 16-yard line to pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 now for Poland. And David Zippolita pulling a little hand magic there. But you really, honestly, you have to account for Pano Zippolita carrying that ball. And he really garners enough attention to open up everybody else.
Well, I'd tell you right now, Jim, I didn't know he had the ball. Great. He just wrote that out, and then he pulled it at the last minute. Great job.
I say this with the utmost respect and compliment. He reminds you of Johnny Manziel, the way he runs and his stature.
Absolutely. 100%. But I think he does a much better job.
So David Football, we can call him. So we're going to get a whistle here. Poland is going to take a timeout. 2:28 left here. First quarter. We'll step aside as well. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240, WRQX AM 600, and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back after this.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
2:28 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 15-0 lead, and they are knocking on the door for another score here. 3rd and 6 from the field Falcons 16-yard line. They'll go from the right hash mark this time. Zippolita in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. They'll bunch up in tight. Single receiver to the far side. That'll be Kamara. Zippolita waiting for the snap. 3-step drop, looking out to his left. Fires over the middle. Has a man open. Cut in the end zone. Touchdown, Poland. Anthony DeLomo on the 16-yard touchdown reception gives Poland the 21-0 lead with 2:23 left here first quarter.
Yeah, that was a great job. He rifled that to him. He went up there, climbed the ladder, and fully extended. Both hands up there. Great job. Poland is hitting all cylinders right now. Again, no mistakes. That's what we like to see so far.
Anthony DeLomo gives Poland the 21-0 lead pending the extra point. Salvi Karamusa will come on. Kamara to hold, snaps back, kick is up, and it is good. So 2:23 left here, first quarter. As we try to take a look at some of the scores from around the area here on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. And we can get things to work up here. Sometimes the signal a little rough here, but nonetheless, you want to talk about scoring. 22-0 is the score here in Poland, but we'll take a look from scores from around the valley right now. And South Range with a 7-0 lead over Barberton. South Range getting in the win column again last week. They're 1-1, looking to go 2-1. Brookfield with a 6-0 lead over Sharpsville. Canfield leads Cardinal Mooney 7-0. Camel and Champion are all tied up at 7. Boardman takes a 7-0 lead over Cheney. Salem 14, East Liverpool nothing. Fitch 14, Erie nothing. Garfield with a 14-0 lead over Springfield. That in the first quarter. McDonald leads Grand Valley 21-0. Hubbard with a 3-0 lead over University Prep. Dave will keep you updated on that. And Reynolds with a 6-0 lead over Mercer. Strasburg's leads Latonia 14-0. Stras Vegas, as we like to call it. As Ranches will send this one downfield. It'll head towards the sideline and just barely go out of bounds. And that's going to be the illegal procedure penalty coming up against Poland. And quite frankly, that's just about the worst thing that's happened to Poland so far.
Really. I mean, everything has been absolutely, pedal to the metal. Great job. Coverage has been good. Everything is so far so good, but we're only in the first quarter and there's 2:23 left, so they got to continue to do it. They can't get sloppy.
Scoreboard updates brought to you by Discount Power Sports. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 330-717-4441. Of course, all kickoffs and field goals brought to you by the Village Tavern, which we may have to check out here pregame one of these Fridays.
Absolutely.
Another updated score, Liberty with a 7-0 lead over Warren JFK. Liberty looking to go 3-0.
Yeah, they're doing a great job over there, so we'll see what happens.
Try to get you an update. Here's the Youngstown Phantoms and the Muskegon Lumberjacks go at it. 3 receivers to the far side now. They'll pitch this one out towards the Poland sideline. They'll spin and turn down near the 40-yard line. That's going to be Victor Brown on the carry. One of the key players here for the Field Falcons. And the clock will continue to run with 2:05 left here in the first quarter. Poland with a 22-0 lead.
And Chase Jones flying up from his safety position up there and making the tackles. He's flying all over the field, him and Pano. I mean, that's a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, you talk about safety play. Even J.J. Fonda, again, playing very physical. As snap here, we'll get a flag on the play, and it's going to be an encroachment call coming up against Poland. 2nd and 5, so that should be enough for a first down.
No. Oh.
All right, so maybe the second worst thing that's happened to Poland tonight. Andrew Babiak, the guilty party, 5'9", 200-pound junior. He's a two-way player for the Bulldogs. And we got a whistle here.
Wait a minute. I thought he pointed offensively.
And the initial signal that our head linesman gave was the encroachment. But then he pointed to his left against the Field Falcons. Let's see if we can clear this up.
Correction. Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 52. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Oh, so Bryce Caldwell, the guilty party for the Field Falcons, thought he might have gotten away with one there.
He probably thought, oh, yeah, it was him.
So a case of mistaken identity.
Well, I could see how now what?
All right, so they parked it at the 30, but we'll have to go back to the 35. It was at the 40. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
All right.
Take a couple games. We'll get them.
Not a problem here. So 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
We'll get the squeaky wheel greased.
Absolutely. Foles with the quick pass out to Williams. Williams with some room to run, but that was going to close down quickly as J.J. Fonda is going to come in and make the tackle near the 37-yard line. May have got about 2 yards on the play. The Bulldogs. That'll bring up, we'll call it 2nd and 8 now for the Falcons.
Yeah, I think it was Fonda who was playing way off, but was able to get some ground up. So good job as far as that goes. So now we got in 3rd and about, 9, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they'll call it 3rd and 9 at the 36-yard line. Receivers 2 by 2. It'll be Folst in the shotgun. One running back to his left. And we're going to have another false start call coming up against the Field Falcons.
Well, I want to tell you something. I'm catching what Poland's doing now. They wait till the last minute.
So Alex Williams getting a call for that one.
What they're doing is they're getting set, and the cadence starts, and then they hurry up and slide over. This is something we used to do in the 70s. Draws them off every time. These teams aren't used to that.
Yeah, 4-man front for Poland. We'll try again here. 3rd and 14 at 31. Back to pass. Fires down the sideline to Williams, and it's going to be knocked away by Natoli. Both went up for it. And a great defensive play by Nick Natoli.
Yeah, good job.
And that will bring up 4th down now for the Field Falcons, and they'll look to punt this one away most likely.
Well, Jim, I was watching that play develop, and all he did was he kept looking back like, I like that, instead of the NFL looking into the eyes. As soon as that ball was up in the air, he turned at the right minute. He was up, climbed the ladder, was able to knock away. I thought he was going to have a pick on that.
Mason Foles waiting for the snap. Williams in the backfield with him. He'll kick this one away. Kamara back to return. It'll land at the 35. It'll take a Poland bounce and stick right around that 35-yard line. And Natoli and Williams tied up here again The official looked like he was going to throw the flag, but held on to it. That'll leave us with 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. Poland with a 22-0 lead. And for the Bulldogs, it's at this time you're probably looking at maybe getting those young guys in there.
Well, I want to tell you something though, Jim. Alex Williams, he is a 10th grader, 5'7", 140. They got to calm him down a little bit because you go up against Pano, and I think he got you by 100 pounds. You got to calm yourself down, young man.
Yeah, Pano Zippolita looks like he has spent a day or two in the gym.
And his brother, too, David, that's thick.
And he really has grown over that from that freshman to sophomore year now. As he's now checking with the sideline, 3 receivers to his right. And that'll be 25 seconds left here.
And Tom,
is that going to be a timeout? Or are they going to let the quarter? Okay, so timeout here. We'll keep it right here as we get near the end of the first quarter. As we take a look at the scores from around the area here on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. South Range now with a 14-0 lead over Barberton. St. Clairsville leads Beaver Local 10-0. Bridgeport leads East Palestine 6-0. Canfield still with a 7-0 lead. Hamilton Champion still knotted up at 7. Boardman leads Cheney by 7. No score between Youngstown East and Clearview. Of course, East here last week. They're trying to get back on the winning side. Salem 14, East Liverpool nothing. We got to see Salem. We thought they're going to win some games this year.
Salem's going to win. They're a good football team.
Right now, they lead the Potters 14-0. 25 seconds left here as we come out of the Poland timeout. 3 receivers tight to the right of Zippolita. Running back to his right. 1 single receiver to the near side. Quick pass out to the far side. That's going to be Maddox Purins on the carry. And he's going to take that out to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 1. So 2nd and 9 for Poland. They're trying to get Purins involved in this offense.
Well, okay. We got a little bit of an injury.
So scores coming around here. Also, Mark Neen's on the job up in New York. Still on the job. Sends me a score. Niles 13, Ravenna nothing.
He just doesn't quit, does he?
I'm telling you, he's a machine. So Purins down here took a little bit of shot there. Looked like he got cut down. Of course, when you're that tall, a lot of guys are going to go low on you. You don't want to be run over by somebody that's 6'5", 215. So hopefully just a little stinger here.
Okay, that's
as
boy, coach is calling. Looks like
13 seconds left here, first quarter.
He's going to get a little assistance.
More scores from around the area. Edgewood leads Girard 7-0. Austintown Fitch with a 14-0 lead over Erie. Greenville on the PA side leaves Cambridge Springs 14-0.
Okay.
No score with Marlington and Howland. Hubbard leads University Prep 3-0. No score between Jackson, Milton, and Wyndham. Lowville and LeBray still scoreless in the second quarter. Jefferson and Lakeview still scoreless. Newton Falls and Matthews, no report on them. Mineral Ridge leads Conneaut by a score of 8-0. Pie Valley leading Valley Christian 14-0. And at the end of the second period, down in Cannonsburg, there's the Muskegon Lumberjacks 2, the Youngstown Phantoms 0. Again, that is preseason for the United States Hockey League. So everybody trying to get their roster set, get things going. That game available over on Western Reserve Radio. You can catch that on Facebook too as well. If you like to listen on social media. Some attention being shown out here to Maddox Purins. We'll let them deal with that here. As we'll wait for an update as we can get it. 13 seconds left here, first quarter. We will step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio 2, Sports Radio 1240, WRQX AM 600. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Remind you, coming up tomorrow, college football here on the iMedia One Network on Western Reserve Radio 2. It will be the Grove City Wolverines heading to Cortland, New York to take on the Red Dragons. Wolverines ranked 23 in the nation. Cortland Red Dragons, number 10. Red Dragons 11-1 last year. The Grove City Wolverines 9-2. That'll be a 12 p.m. kickoff, 11:10 pregame with Mark Means, Ryan Briggs. And then at 3 o'clock on Western Reserve Radio, it will be game 2 of the weekend for the Youngstown Phantoms, as they will have another go-around with the Muskegon Lumberjacks as they work on their preseason, getting ready for some United States Hockey League action here. It's all coming around, Coach. Before you know it, we also have the Canton Akron Jets. And
You're partial to them, aren't you?
I got to say a little bit. I had a fun ride last year with them. And again, we're tending to an injury right now, so we really don't want to give too much information out. We don't know what the injury is, but nonetheless, we will let the professionals handle that as we give you an update from around here. And of course, the Canton Akron Jets last year, the 2024-2025 Buckeye Cup champions. They will be back here on the iMedia One Network. And then just in a few weeks, we'll be in full swing here with the Fall Classic down at the Lemieux Center in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. All the teams of the United States Hockey League will be joining us right here in Western Pennsylvania, the original home of the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, Matt Lipsack from Western Pennsylvania, although he lives over in Canton. So once in a while, we get him out to do a Canton Akron Jets game. And then next week, Poland Bulldogs in their Battle of 224 will host the Canfield Cardinals. The Canfield Cardinals and the Mooney Cardinals going at it right now. And at last check, Canfield Cardinals with a 7-0 lead over Mooney. We'll try to get you updates on that here. But nonetheless, Canfield Cardinals, big win week 1 over a good West Branch Warriors team. Of course, they are day 2 trying to get ready to come to the east end of 224, Coach. They'll take on the Poland Bulldogs next week, and that always draws a nice crowd here over on the east side of 224.
Yeah, and my family will be here rooting for the I don't want to say bad guys, but
the visitors. We'll go with the visitors. We'll try to be politically correct.
Yeah, my girl Carol, her grandsons both play in the band, and Bryce and Brock are in the percussion side of it. So with Jim's son being on the field, we're quite proud. And Craig. And
does that battle extend to the bands?
You'd be surprised.
I've heard some band talk, and I'll tell you, I didn't know.
Smack, huh?
I didn't know, number one, it got that serious, but they do have a great time. It's like the world's most fun fraternal organization, but it's a great time. And everybody will be here next week for that. And of course, tomorrow morning, it is Pat Lucia and Dave Clark at the Saturday Morning Sports page. They will talk about everything, because I'll tell you, the NFL's in full swing. If you like, maybe talking some point spreads, things like that, some news, some good conversation, tune in to Pat Lucia and Dave Clark 9 to 11 tomorrow, right here on Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, City View Sportscast. Yes, we give them all 3.
There we go. And Kansas City Chiefs are playing tonight.
They
somewhere
are in South America. I keep wanting to say Bolivia. That's not right. That's not right.
The North Pole will be next, I guess. Wow, the NFL is, I would say, expanding a bit.
Yeah, certainly trying to make it global. And there was some talk earlier. We listened to some talk radio stations about the NFL wanting to have teams maybe in London, that being their first target. I don't know logistically how that works, being that it's going to be a lot of travel going from London to the U.S. and then back until you maybe have a whole division over there in Europe.
Well, again, I believe they tried that at one time with the kind of European NFL football with the Dragons and some of them. And I remember watching them games, the quality games, and a lot of those guys made it big in the NFL. And
well, the question is, can a team in the NFL survive in London, making those trips back and forth, the jet lag and having to be somewhere days beforehand to get that out? Adds a whole new dimension to an already tough game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they can do that, Jim, to be honest with you. I mean, your body takes a pounding to begin with. So
Maddox Purin's being helped out of here. He'll be acknowledged by the entire Poland Bulldog team. See his father, Dave, down there, principal at the middle school here, and just one of the many great administrators here in Poland. When you talk about administrators here in the Poland School District, really always with the best interest of the students in mind. And again, I'm a little bit biased here, so
You would be.
they have produced a good student in my house. So
Go.
nothing but good things to say. But Maddox Purin's being helped out by the Western Reserve Joint Fire District. 11 seconds left here, first quarter. Here is, we will bring you an update if we can get it. Maybe we'll get a word, hopefully, maybe with his dad later. Again, we had some opportunities to work with Dave Purin's, and again, just good people here. And hopefully, whatever injury he sustained is going to be mild, and this is just precautionary. But nonetheless, we will move on here as we hope to get some kind of news on Maddox Purin's. Again, the 6'5", 215-pound freshman. He'll be checked out, and the ball now, 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
And just want to say, sometimes these are high school kids too, ladies and gentlemen. And when you see one of those guys go down, whatever injury it is, believe me, it bothers them and that hurts them, because this is like somebody who they they're with constantly. As we used to say, you eat, sleep, and drink with these guys. They're part of family. It's hard when you see one of your family members go down. So hopefully it's not nothing that's going to keep.
The good news, Coach, is I did find out where the teams were playing. That it is in Sao Paulo in Argentina.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So a nice trip for the NFLs. Now,
Here we go.
Zippolita with 2 running backs in the backfield. Give this to Angelilli. Angelilli cut back in. Pass the 35. He'll drag a few players down near the 37-yard line. Pick up a 2 or 3 on the play. Bring up 3rd down now for Poland, as they are going to go right to the second quarter here. So we had 11 seconds to go. They're just going to start it at 15 minutes or at 12 minutes. And so we will try to get that quarter break in.
And what I think it was, Jim, was because they were down so long, there was no reason to click off and go to another half when they just called the 13 seconds.
Yep. So Poland now moving left to right on your devices. It'll go twin receivers to the far side. That'll be Delomo and Natoli. Actually, now Kamara will join them as well. Single receiver to the near side. Zippolita in the shotgun. 1 running back offset to his left. 11-11 left here. Zippolita's taking a 3-step drop. Fires out to the near side. Ball caught. J.J. Fonda with the catch at the 47-yard line. That'll be enough for a Poland first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job. Good throw. Good catch. Made sure he was on that first down. Keep the sticks going. And all they're doing is throwing safe patterns too, Jim. This is what I like to see. Work on that short game right now. Just little bits here and there. You don't have to go deep. Let's just work on that, because you'll need it probably midway or close to the season.
So 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line, T formation. Zippolita going to go under center. We'll give it to Angelilli again off the left side. Angelilli going to break one out past the 35, down to the 30-yard line into Falcon territory. And that will be more than enough for a Poland first down at the Falcon 30-yard line. 10:55 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 22-0 lead.
Absolutely. Great run, great blocking to get him down into the, beyond the linebackers. It was all him, all legs and everything. So great job by that.
So actually mark it at the 31 as we give you some updated scores here on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Right now, Canfield and Mooney all tied up at 7, and I believe Canfield may have just scored. It is now 13-7 in favor of the Canfield Cardinals. Handoff this time to Chase Jones. Jones through the line will be knocked down at the 20-yard line. Pickup of 11. And that'll be just enough for a Poland first down. Bulldogs now in the red zone.
Well, they're just manhandling them up front now, Jim. I tell you what, that offensive line is dug in, and they're doing a great job knocking them back off the field, off the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's just, They're having a field day, dancing all over with them.
Next week, Field will face Woodridge. They will host them at home as they'll go back to the T formation. Jones, Zippolitas, and Angelilli, the running backs. Zippolita, handoff to Pano. Zippolita going to fight his way forward, and he'll make it down near the, we'll call it the 13-yard line. Pickup of 7, now 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
That's just a truck coming through there. We have a man down for Field.
Trainers will attend to him. And while we have that opportunity, we'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. As St. Clairsville now with a 10-0 lead over Beaver Local. Brookfield with a 14-7 lead over Sharpsville. Canfield just scored. It was 13-7 here. We're trying to see if they're going to have the extra point, if they'll get the extra point. Campbell and Champion all tied up at 7. Boardman and Cheney all tied up at 7. As it looks like TJ Howe will jump back up for the Field Falcons. No worse for the wear here. Youngstown East with a 14-0 lead over Clearview. Salem leads East Liverpool 21-0. Jordan Edgewood now tied at 7. Garfield with a 21-0 lead over Springfield. McDonald leading Grand Valley right now, Coach, 35-0. So night of high scores here. Howland still leading Marlington 7-0. Hubbard with a 10-0 lead over University Prep. Jackson Milton leads Wyndham, still 7-0. LeBray leads Lowville 8-0. And Mineral Ridge with a 24-6 lead over Conneaut.
You know, just want to make a point about McDonald. They got their stuff together this year. I'll tell you what, they're playing very good ball, but I remember a couple years ago they were getting spanked, but it was a young team, and now they're putting it all together.
Well, that young team now seems to be a little more mature.
Yep.
With 9-10 left here in the second quarter, T formation again. Zippolita under center, 2nd and 3 from 13. Be on the left hash mark. Hand off to the right side. Chase Jones at the 10-5. He'll be bumped out, and it's going to be a touchdown for Poland. 13-yard run for Chase Jones. And it's a 28-0 lead for Poland.
That was a great job. I'll tell you what, he had a couple of lead blockers that they hadn't touched anybody, and then he finally turned the corner, and they were able to knock some people down, and they gave him the very edge, and he was there.
Chase Jones into the end zone on a 13-yard run. Gives Poland a 28-0 lead pending. Karamusa extra point. Vito Kamara waiting for the snap. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 8:53 left here, second quarter. Poland with a 29-0 lead. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back after this.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here at Pavlinsky Field in Poland, Bulldogs with a comfortable 29-0 lead with 8:53 left here in the second quarter. Aiden Barancha is going to kick this one off left to right. As Chase Jones runs in for the 13-yard touchdown, extending the Poland lead. And Barancha with an end over a kick. This is going to be a good one. It'll land at the 5-yard line. Picked up by Victor Brown. Brown trying to find some room in the middle. He'll trip up a little bit here. Turf Monster may have gotten him, and he'll bring that one out to the 25-yard line. That's where Field will start out. 1st and 10 with 8:45 left here, second quarter. They trail by a score of 29-0.
Yeah, Poland's clicking on all cylinders here. Field just got to settle down and do what they got to do. So,
and there were some things they were doing early that were working, but seem to have gotten away from it just a little bit. And again, Coach Dutch talked about that depth, and which tells you there's a lot of youth on the team as well. And this may be that year that they may have to pay their dues to get back into that mode of playoffs.
Well, if you look at that sidelines, you see a lot of baggy drawers, as we'll say, because you can see that those young kids, a lot of youngins.
3 receivers to the left of the signal caller, handoff, and brought out past the 31, down near the 34-yard line. Outstanding run by Victor Brown. Will give the Falcons a first down. No, they're actually going to be just a yard or two short. We'll say his knee went down. They'll have to get to the 35.
Absolutely solid run, too. I'll tell you what, they couldn't get him down. My man was pumping. He wanted that first down. He wanted to go.
And Victor Brown, 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a senior. Two-way player, running back and linebacker. Outstanding run, twisting and turning. It's false now. Waiting for the snap. He'll take it himself. Try to get to that line, but nowhere to go as he is brought down. Trying to see who made the initial contact on that for the Bulldogs. Really got to the line of scrimmage and kind of hit a brick wall there, Coach. I believe that's going to be Cooper Achilles, junior, on the tackle for Poland.
We got third and maybe a half a yard.
All right, so receivers 2 by 2. Bolts waiting for the snap. One running back to his left, and we're going to have a flag on the play.
Remember, we talked about that quick shift right at the end, right before the snap, and they caught him to jump.
Start. Offense. 5 yards penalty. Third down.
Pre-snap penalties coming back to haunt the Falcons here with had an opportunity to get a first down. Now going to be 3rd and 6 for field, and Coach Dutch cannot be happy with that. And again, that goes with having a young team.
Yeah, you just got to worry about what you do. Don't worry about that defense is doing in front of you.
All right, so they'll try it again. Folsom the shotgun. He'll roll out to the far side, fire on the run, and it's going to be dropped at the 34-yard line. Pass was intended for Alex Williams. That'll bring up 4th down for field. They're looking to the sideline, Coach. With 7:09 left here, second quarter, not much to lose. Down 29-0. We'll see if maybe they try a pooch kick or.
Yeah, I would punt it from here. I mean, you haven't stopped pulling yet, but you don't want to give them the ball at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Mason Folst, the quarterback and the punter, so that kind of gives you some options. So they're going to try to punt this way. Looked like it might have been tipped. And Chase Jones had it, but he'll have to cover it up after he dropped it near the 41-yard line. Ball was on the ground. I think that Poland recovered it. We'll unpile the bodies here and see how many times, and they're going to say, indeed, Poland will have it on a very short punt. So it'll go from the 29-yard line to the 41.
Coach Pavlansky's going to have a little speak about that.
So a net 12-yard punt for field. And, yeah, I don't think the coaching staff very happy at Poland.
But the whole problem with that is when you're – I mean, it came right to him. What are you going to do?
Catch it.
Yeah. Catch it and don't fumble it. Yeah, that's a good reason here.
So ball marked at the 41-yard line. 7 minutes left here, second quarter. Poland 29, field nothing. Over on the other end of 224, the Canfield Cardinals with a 14-7 lead over Cardinal Mooney. So pistol formation. Chase Jones a tailback. He'll give it to Jones off the right side. 35, 30, 20. Cutting back to the inside. He'll get down to the 5. And they'll throw him out of bounds near the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Poland. Neil Moten, the sophomore, on the touchdown-saving tackle for field. But Poland, 1st and goal at the 5.
Poland's looking real sharp. I mean, they're doing things right. Let's just put it that way.
I'll actually give them the 4-yard line. Just right off that right side, Coach. Very basic, nothing fancy.
No, they did a good job. They sealed some stuff up, gave him the alley, and it was on him.
6:49 left here before the half. David Zippolito going to bring the play in from the sideline this time. T formation again. Angelilli, Jones, and Zippolito, the running backs. David Zippolito under center. He'll give it to Angelilli. Angelilli looking for the corner of the end zone. He'll cut back in. Touchdown, Poland on a 5-yard touchdown run with 6:41 left here in the second quarter. And Poland pouring it on here. They're up 35-0.
Yeah, it's just Poland's looking real sharp. They're doing a lot of good job blocking and everything, and they're doing an outstanding job up front. They're just, as we say, eating them alive.
So not only is Poland scoring, but they're spreading the ball around. Touchdown scored by Chase Jones, Pano Zipolidis, Palomo adding one. Chase Jones with two, actually, and Angelo Angelilli getting into the end zone. So Poland spreading around here, getting everybody involved as they have a 35-0 lead here with 6:41 left here, second quarter. Second quarter over in Canfield, a minute 16 left. Canfield leads Mooney by a score of 14-7. I can't say the Cardinals lead.
Yeah. And they caused a fumble. And then they did a great job. Canfield was driving, they got stopped, and now they're trying a field goal.
So some delay here. It's like a referee wants to say something, trying to get the button.
Touchdown. Personal foul on the offense, number 28.
So,
The 15-yard penalty beyond the kickoff.
So Pete Dumas with the, I'm going to assume the dead ball foul, 15 yards. So they wouldn't force that on the kickoff. And not one of the things you want to see when the mental mistakes come in.
I want to tell you something. I wouldn't want to go to the sidelines there if he's out there because, man, Coach Pav is hot. No reason for it.
So extra point up, and it is good. 36-0 is your score. 6:41 left here, second quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240, AM 600, and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back on the other side.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
6:41 left here, second quarter. Poland 36, Field nothing. Angelo Angelilli on a 5-yard touchdown run increases the Poland lead to 36-0. Of course, keeping an eye on the Canfield Cardinals and the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals. The Canfield Cardinals now with a 17-7 lead over the Mooney Cardinals. So
a lot of birds there.
Yep, Barancha is going to kick this one out of bounds. We'll have a penalty. As, again, Mark Means working hard from New York. Right now at the half, it is Niles 13, Ravenna nothing. So after a quick start by Niles, things kind of level out. They go to the half. As not only did they have the penalty enforced on the kickoff, now they will be penalized for the illegal procedure.
Yep.
So you hope that people don't get too complacent here in this game, start to get a little sloppy. I'm sure that that is not going to go over well. We'll see if we start to see some of these young names filter in. And already I am seeing some of them, including Noah Meinhardt, the 6'4", 255-pound sophomore. Again, we talked about that sophomore class, 26 in it. And that is a large class, so a lot to look forward to for the Poland Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
So, after the procedure penalty, they will move the ball to the 50-yard line.
Well, don't forget they had the other penalty. That's what it was. That's that unsportsmanlike.
So 6:41 left here, second quarter. 3 receivers to the right. They'll roll out to the far side, fire on the run, and complete it at the 47-yard line. Mimo on the tackle for the Poland Bulldogs. Parker Lemasters on the reception for the Falcons, and it's now going to bring up second down for Field.
Yeah, they did a great job on that one. Poland gave him the room, and he was able to dart it in there.
So 3 receivers to the left, up false now. Single receiver to the far side. Foles rolling out to the near side, the right-handed passer over the middle, and pass was broken up. Was intended for Williams. It looked like that was going to be Ashton Satterelli that got a part of that. 6'1", 165-pound sophomore. So starting to see that large sophomore class now infiltrate here into the defense.
Yep, and that's exactly what Coach Pav is doing. He's got a nice mix going in there.
Clock will stop with 6:05 here. Now the way things stand, 36-0 is the score at the beginning of the third quarter. So we'll go to a continuous clock. However, I believe, don't quote me, but I think if the coaches agree, we could start that now. It's Foles now with the handoff and a spin and turn. Field past the 40 and down near the 35-yard line. Victor Brown on the run. Field gives the Falcons a first down with just under 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Well, I will tell you this, Jim. There's a whole lot of different numbers in there. This is not who started this game, so there's a lot of the whole new defensive line up front and linebackers.
Well, Peyton Miller now on the field. He will be one of the veteran players there. Foles now in the shotgun. Receivers 2x2. They'll hand this one off out to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 5. That's going to be Victor Brown on the run again for Field. Bring it second down now for the Falcons. And even down for Field, this is something there's still time to work on some things.
Oh, absolutely.
Get some live plays. So
sure.
Coach Dutch, again, talked about the depth being an issue. They'll work on that. Here's now go through receivers to the left of Foles. They'll send Williams in motion left to right. Also call his own number. He'll pull this ball and bring it down to the 29-yard line. Or excuse me, to the 20-yard line. And that'll be a Field first down with just under 5 minutes to play here. Second quarter.
Again, Poland's got, they put some starters back in. Pono's back in at linebacker, so it brought some of their line back in as well.
So 3 receivers to the right of Falst. Single receiver to the near side. That'd be Dilworth. Hand off up the middle. Nowhere to go. The aforementioned Pono Zippolito. Stopping him at the line. I believe no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Field.
Yep. They moved some linebackers out of there. They brought the ones back in. Just kind of help out. I don't think Coach Pav, he just wants to get this time run out a little bit.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for the older players to help the younger players.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is from we watch a high IQ senior class here for Poland is Foles now waiting for the snap. Back to pass, 3-step drop, fires over the middle, and it's going to be dropped by Williams at the 20-yard line. And that may have been maybe a good option for him.
That would have been a good, because let me tell you, Pono was right there, and he was about to absolutely, let's just say, decleat him, because, man, he had that shoulders down, and he was coming. When he dropped that ball, Pono had to pull out. Woof. That would have been very bad.
Footsteps might have scared me into dropping that ball. I'm not sure. Foles now rolling out to the near side, trying to plant. He'll throw on the run. Pass complete at the 15-yard line, 10. And it'll be brought down near the 5-yard line. That'll be Noah Shearer on the reception, the 5'10", 170-pound sophomore for the Falcons. It is now 1st and goal for Field.
Yep. They're moving down the field. Good job by them. Poland's getting a nice look at their twos.
Out 1st and goal. Foles waiting for the snap. He'll pitch it out to the far side. Some room to run at the 5-4 and down to near the 2-yard line. Victor Brown on the run for Field. Makes it 2nd and goal. And they're going to mark this at the 2-yard line. 3:33 left here, second quarter. And I believe we have a timeout.
I did not see who
called. Oh, well, we have a player down, excuse me, on the far side. Some people standing around, we couldn't see him. We do apologize. But while we have an opportunity, we'll take a look at the discount. Okay, thought he was going to jump back up there for a second, but obviously that was not the case. But while we're doing, we'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the valley. Some A little more scoring going on here. South Range shutting out Barberton 21-0 now. As I believe that's going to be Victor Brown that was kind of shaken up, but he's going to make his way to the sideline. Getting no worse for the wear.
He's been getting beat up a little bit. He was down earlier in the quarter.
Yep. Brookfield with a 21-14 lead over Sharpsville. Talked about Canfield. They have a 17-7 lead over Cardinal Mooney. Camel and Champion all tied up at 14. Boardman leads Cheney 14-7. Hickory with a 35-0 lead over Conneaut. Salem increases their lead to 28-6 over East Liverpool. Girard now taking the lead 13-7 over Edgewood. Fitch shutting out Erie 21-0. Garfield leads Springfield 28-7. McDonald, they continue to run that score up. It's 42-7 in the second quarter over Grand Valley. Pulse now in a shotgun. And looked like he kept it himself into the end zone. We'll see if they're going to cut touchdown field. 2-yard touchdown run puts the Falcons on the board with 3:17 left here in the second quarter. And Coach, I don't know if did he pull that ball or keep it himself? I'm not sure.
I thought he kept it.
Okay, so Mason Folst with the 2-yard touchdown run gets Field on the board. 3:17 left here. 36-6 is your score. Field will take an opportunity for an extra point here. Waiting for the snap is Adam Fanger. Snap is back. Kick is blocked. And that's going to be no good here. Kamara coming through on the special teams and blocking that. Keeps it 36-6 with 3:17 left here, second quarter. But for the Field Falcons, they get on the board on a 2-yard touchdown run. And from a mental standpoint, Coach, that helps a little bit. You've now accomplished something. Now you just try to kind of build on that.
You know what? That's what you got to do. You got to just get better each time. Each time you get the ball in your hands, you got to work on a little bit of this, that. I mean, you just got to get these kids up a little bit. And again, Field is young. They lost a lot of players because they made the playoffs last year. So, I mean, they're fighting. They're a good football team. They're just young. That's all. And strength-wise and size-wise, they can't match with Poland. So I will give a shout-out to Coach Pavlansky for putting his twos in already and seeing what they could do. They're doing a good job. So,
well, Coach Pavlansky trying to filter those young players in here in the second quarter. 3:17 here left in the first half. 36-6 is a score. Still would be a running clock if the third quarter started now. But for our purposes here, I don't want to see anybody getting unnecessarily hurt to drag on a game that is well out of hand.
Yeah.
Fanger now will kick this one off. It's going to be a low end over end kick. It'll roll till about the 10-yard line, picked up by Poland, brought out to the 20. Camaro out to the 30. Near midfield, and he's going to be tripped up at the Field 45-yard line. Poland thought they were going to have their second kickoff return for a touchdown this year, but Vito Camaro brought down at the 45, and it wasn't a very strong tackle, but it was just enough
I tell you what,
to get the senior on the turf.
He got the shoestrings. There's no doubt about that, because I thought he was going. They slowed him down enough about the, I'm going to say about the 50-yard line, and they were able to lasso him up. So we'll see what we got now.
Poland with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Field 43-yard line. 3:06 left here, second quarter. Poland 36, Field 6. Twin receivers to each side. Empty backfield now. There'll be a wing to the left. That'll be Chase Jones. Zip a lead under center. Send Kamara in motion from right to left. Quick pitch to Kamara. Kamara on the outside. Past the 40. 35. 30. He'll slip one tackle. Flag's going to come in. Kamara twisting and turning. Back to the inside. Brought down at the 5-yard line. But hold the phones. That flag came way back. And that could be a hold coming up against the Poland Bulldogs. And other than the illegal procedure penalties, this has been a pretty clean game for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. I didn't get a number. I don't know if that was DeLumo.
Well, we'll see if the official will dime him out as they come back. Whoa.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And Caleb Scott, the 5'11", 160-pound sophomore, with the penalty, will wipe out the Vito Camaro run. The ball now set at the 40-yard line with 2:51 left here, second quarter.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. That's like a 30-yard penalty. Coach Pav's ain't gonna be happy about that, but that's okay. Get the young guys out there, give them a little bit of the taste of the blood, as we say.
Yeah, and we go back to, you don't want to get sloppy here. You want to be sound.
Right.
Although the goal is not to run up the score, you do want to see good execution.
Yeah, and that's what you've got here, though. That's exactly what you're seeing. A lot of new blood here.
Tight end and wing to the left now for Zippolita, running back to his left. Fonda in motion from right to left. They'll give it to Fonda. Fonda cutting back to the inside, and he'll make his way down near the 38-yard line. Pick up of maybe about 2 on the play. It'll be second down now for the Bulldogs.
I'm sure Coach wants to keep this clock running. What do we got? Another player down for field.
Field is somebody is shaking up here. So at the half, Hubbard with a 23-0 lead. Hubbard Eagles looking to go undefeated as well, 3-0 on the season. That will be a future opponent of the Poland Bulldogs as well. Pat Lucia sending me some messages. I'll share that at halftime with you, Coach.
What, he hit the lottery and he's going to share?
Well, we may end this broadcast a little earlier than we thought. So 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Zippolita in a pistol. One running back behind him. They'll give this one to Natoli. Natoli off the right side. He'll get past the 30, down to the 20. Following one of the blockers being knocked out of bounds. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. I heard an extra whistle here, and I thought there might be a flag, but appears that Poland will have the ball 1st and 10 at the field 13-yard line with 1:18 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what that whistle was about, but he was running down there, so maybe the inadvertent whistle was over. There was a little scrum going on, and maybe the official just kind of blew the whistle saying, stop.
So when it's all said and done, they will spot the ball at the 12. Thought he stepped out just a little bit earlier than that, but nonetheless, it's probably not a big issue tonight here.
No.
As Poland now will come out with 3 receivers to the far side. That'll be Delomo, Fonda, and Natoli. And Poland is going to take a timeout. 1:18 left here, and we will keep it right here. We'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the valley here as we try to keep up on what's been a series of pretty good games tonight. This one a little tough here, as South Range going to go 2-1 on the season, leading Barberton 21-0. Bridgeport leads East Palestine 21-14. Brookfield at home trying to get their first win at their new stadium, leads Sharpsville 21-14. Hamilton Champion still tied at 14. Boardman, a 14-7 lead over Cheney. Hickory 35, Conneaut PA nothing. Salem still with a 28-6 lead over East Liverpool.
East up on Clearview 14-0 at the half.
Marlington now with a 14-10 lead over Howland. Howland led that at 1.10-0.
Yep.
As we come out of the Poland timeout, Hubbard again with the 23-0 lead over University Prep. That last reported in the second quarter, as it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 12-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, empty backfield now. 2 receivers to the right of Zippolita. Gave it back to pass, fires out to the right side. Caught by Vito Camara. He'll make one move and into the end zone. Touchdown. Vito Camara on a 12-yard touchdown pass. And that will be a 42-6 score now in favor of Poland.
Yeah, that's David just zipped that thing right in there, and I'll tell you what, he took it from there. So great job. Poland offense scoring again.
So David Zippolitas to Vito Camara increases the Poland lead to 42-6, pending the extra point as Karamusa will come on. Mara will hold for the extra point. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 1:13 left here in the first half. Poland 43. The Field Falcons 6 will step aside for a timeout. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back on the other side.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
1:13 left here. Second quarter, Poland 43, Field 6. It has been all Bulldogs here in the first half in a variety of ways and people as Aiden Branches will kick this one off, be fielded at the 18-yard line. Brought out to the 20. That'll be Williams. Williams on the return. Warfield past the 30, down near the 32-yard line. We'll see where they mark it officially. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Field Falcons with 1:06 left here in the first half.
Well, let's see what we do now defensively. 1:06. Hold them here. Defense has got to tighten up. I'm sure the younger generation will be in there, which they are.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard update, Coach. Last check. Canfield 17, Cardinal Mooney 7. Battle of 2-2-0 teams, and right now Canfield getting the best of that one.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, mistakes. I peeked down and they sacked the quarterback for Mooney, and he fumbled the ball. They recovered it. That's how they got these 3 points. Mooney defense stiffened up.
Ball's rolling out to the near side, trying to set his feet. He's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down. I don't think he saw it coming. Gavin Seifert sneaking up to his backside as Folsom was trying to plant his feet and get his hips around.
That really wasn't a sneak up. That was, I've got you and I'm taking you down.
Almost a screaming announcement. Here I am.
Exactly.
But it didn't come till the last second, and
No.
that's kind of rude.
Woo.
So nonetheless.
He turned around and that wasn't good for him.
Second, 17.
All right, so we'll call it 2nd and 17. You'll have to get to their own 42 for a first down. Mason Foles taking them the entire way here at quarterback in the shotgun. Hand off to Brown. Brown off the right side, nowhere to go. He'll be hemmed up in the backfield. May have lost a yard on the play. And it'll be 3rd down now for Field. As the bands get ready to play. And I'm told this is a competition band for the Field Falcons. And that will bring us to the end of 2 after 2 here in Poland. The Bulldogs take a 43-6 lead into the locker room. We will step aside for our first time out. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap. We'll talk some scores from around the valley. And we will have our first President's Athletic Conference report here, week 1 for the Grove City Wolverines. All that and more here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1240, WRQX AM 600 The Patriot, and Western Reserve Radio 2, a part of the iMedia One Network. We're back on the other side.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Halftime here at Pavlansky Field in Poland. Bulldogs take a 43-6 lead into the locker room. Take a look at how we got here. And it would start quickly here. 9:49 of the first quarter. It'd be Chase Jones on a 29-yard touchdown run that will give Poland the 7-0 lead. That would be followed up just a couple minutes later by Pano Zipolidis on a 5-yard touchdown run. However, Poland would go for 2, and that would extend the Bulldog lead to 15-0. With a minute left and 2:23 left here, it'd be David Zipolida to Delomo on a touchdown pass, and that would increase it to 22-0. 8:53 of the second quarter, Chase Jones would get his second touchdown tonight on a 13-yard run. That would increase the Poland lead to 29-0. 6:41 of the second quarter. Angelo Angelilli would get in on the act as well. He would get into the end zone on a 5-yard run, giving the Bulldogs a 36-0 lead. And in the second quarter, with 3:17 left, it would be Mason Foles taking the ball into the end zone on a 2-yard run. That would get Field on the board. That would make it 36-6 in favor of Poland. And then to round out the second quarter with 1:13 left, David Zipolida would hit Vito Camara on a 12-yard touchdown pass. That would make it 43-6 as they head to the locker room for the break. And I've been on both ends of games like this, and really, you think that coaches do their best coaching job when you're in positions like this because you have a lot to deal with from a mental standpoint. Physically, Field has had moments where you could see that they could do things, they could execute, move the ball, but there's been no consistency. Poland by far has been the stronger team.
And I think they came in here, coaches, realized that they're going against the Poland that, their twos even hung with them. So, yeah, I mean, you got to just keep these kids up and do what you got to do and say, hey, let's go. We got to fight. We got a whole second half of football. You can't lay down and die, man. I'm not going to put you on the bus. Let's go. You got to fight. What happens.
Yep, the Field Falcons paying their dues, but not giving up, I tell you. Still trying here and again getting into the end zone. And from a mental standpoint, that you're not getting shut out sometimes, that alone, and with a young team, is a help.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to keep doing what you got to do. And again, they lost a lot last year because they did make the playoffs. So they're just going to have a rough year this year. So
halftime continues here. When we come back, we will take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Of course, Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Mark Means and Dave Ferris country. Or call 330-717-4441. We'll step aside for our second break. When we come back, we'll take a look at that scoreboard and the scores from around the valley here. One we'll keep a particular eye on will be the Canfield Cardinals and the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals. Of course, Canfield will be here next week at Pavlansky Field. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here at Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We are back after this.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Halftime continues. Here's the Poland Seminary Bulldog Marching Band. Makes their way to the field, and my favorite trombone player out there as well, leading it.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
as one of the great traditions here on Friday nights, as the band's here, and of course we talked about the Field Falcons band, a competition band there, and they were very good. And then of course I'm a little partial to the Poland Seminary Bulldog Marching Band. They too are very good under the direction of Jeff Bizdos. All right, so we get back to football here. Out on the west side of 224 here, Canfield and Mooney. They're just getting underway, third quarter with about 11 minutes left. Canfield leads Cardinal Mooney 17-7. And for us, for the rest of the Valley here, South Range still with a 21-0 lead over Barberton. St. Clairsville takes a 10-0 lead over Beaver Local. Bridgeport now leads East Palestine 21-14. Brookfield leads Sharpsville 21-14. Champion and Camel battling it out, still tied. Last report in the second quarter at 14. Boardman, the Spartans, they lead Cheney Cowboys 14-7. Youngstown East with a 14-3 lead over Clearview. Salem now 42, East Liverpool 7. That report at the half. Coach, again, we said a lot of complimentary things about Salem, but offensively, we were entertained by some of the things they did in terms of the play action and some of the skill player that we knew they were going to have a good year in Salem.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you right now, I thought that they were, they surprised me because I heard in the preseason, Salem might be down a little bit. I'll tell you what, they played Poland hard. So they have a good football team, and they are going to win some games this year, no doubt.
Girard now with a 21-7 lead over Edgewood. Fitch shutting out Erie still 28-0. Garfield, a 34-14 lead over the Springfield Tigers. Donald 42, Grand Valley 7. Arlington with a 14-10 lead over Howland. Talked about it earlier as well. Howland had a 10-0 lead, could not hold on to it. But Howland in past years has struggled. A once very strong program. Remember playing against them, and we're going to see them play after the fact. They've had a couple of down years, though, but they seem like they're battling back to get the win in week 1 against Niles, and now trying to pick up their second win of the year tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're a hardworking bunch up there, but they're just missing some pieces. But eventually the underclassmen will build that back up, and they should be fine.
Over in the city of Hubbard, or the township of Hubbard, depending on where you live, The Eagles have a 23-0 lead over at University
Ladies and
Prep.
gentlemen, we interrupt
That should
this
put
meeting.
Mark Means and Dave Ferris in a good mood. And again, we talked about Hubbard in a couple weeks. We'll be taking on this very same Poland team. Potentially looking at the schedules, that could be a battle of undefeated teams too. Not to look past Canfield for Poland, because certainly that is going to be a fantastic game against a very strong program in the Canfield Cardinals. But a lot of potential there for a Hubbard team that kind of struggled at the end of last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Delaney.
All I can say is I'm excited for next week to see exactly if Canfield holds on to their lead and Poland comes out, which it looks right now that they'll win this game. I can't wait, because now you're going to see and judge your football teams on your strength. So this ought to be a good game coming up.
Certainly. Jackson Milton last reported in the second quarter with a 7-0 lead over the Wyndham Bombers. LeBray at the half leads Louisville 8-0. Lakeview leads Jefferson 28-6. That at the half as well. Newton Falls down to Matthews at the half, 14-10. Mineral Ridge at the half with a 31-6 lead over Conneaut. Niles 13, Ravenna nothing at the half. Pie Valley shutting out Valley Christian 24-0. Sebring an 8-man football. They're down in the second quarter to St. Joseph Central Catholic. And one of the things the bucket list was for this year was to see an 8-man game.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's a great advantage for schools that cannot put out a full roster like that.
Yep.
But it's a different coaching style as well. There's some things you have to change.
Yeah, you know what? For all the years I coached, I'd like to see how they do that, how they'll play calling and what they do blocking assignments and stuff. So that'd be real interesting.
Indeed. Southern, they are trailing Edison 28-0. Strasburg leading Leetonia 28-0. Leetonia was looking for their third in a row. That is going to be an uphill battle. And we know some people from Strasburg. It is affectionately known as Stras Vegas out there. West Branch with a 28-7 lead over Struthers, just right down the street from the Gessler Propane studio. Crestview shutting out United 27-0. Massillon Perry with a 13-0 lead over Harding. Harding, probably one of the hardest schedules in the area.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Steve Arnold did a magnificent job with the scheduling, and they haven't skipped a beat as far as the scheduling. They're just going to keep playing these big schools, and they don't care.
Harding does not back down from anybody.
No.
Liberty looking for their third win in a row. They lead more on JFK 7-0 at the half. Lisbon 28, Waterloo 6. Toronto leads Wellsville 43-7. Columbiana leads Western Reserve 14-7. Of course, a game heard over on Western Reserve Radio. With the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, Dave Ferris bringing you preseason action in the United States Hockey League. However, the bad guys win. The Muskegon Lumberjacks knock off the Phantoms 3-2. They will go at it again tomorrow. 2:45 pregame, 3 o'clock puck drop. I almost said kickoff. They almost get it. You got to go. Yeah, I mean, you got to be disciplined, coach. As the Phantoms get ready for the regular season under head coach Ryan Ward, and has once become one of the really premier programs in the USHL. And of course, I say that so biasedly.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, because I'll tell you right now, I don't know as a young man grew up on the south side going to Wilson, if I would have ever been following hockey and have the love for it that I do now. But I think that they have made Dave Ferris and I hockey fans for life.
Well, that would be the trombone player that you know, and with the hockey.
There is that too, as they are. and you know, you talk about the band out here, and they do a fantastic job. And I kind of laugh because I watched the video of young Will mic'd up the other day, and he does a great job leading. I will say that much. Again, biased. But as much fun as they have out there, the atmosphere on Friday night is great.
And it's all about the get-together, the camaraderie of all sports, whether you're in the band, football, baseball, basketball, it's how it goes. So
we're going to step aside for our last break. When we come back, we'll have this year's first PAC report here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. We are back right after this.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome to the first PAC football report of the 2025 season, covering games from September 4th through 6th. I'm Joe Underco. This week we will take a quick look back at the 2024 season in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing the opening fall football weekend. 3 PAC teams finished as tri-champions in 2024, Washington and Jefferson, Grove City, and Carnegie Mellon, with all 3 earning NCAA D3 playoff berths, marking the first ever 3-bid season in conference history. In addition, Westminster earned a berth representing the PAC in the inaugural Open Doors Bowl Series, defeating OAC rep Marietta 27-13 in the Extra Points Bowl in Canton, Ohio. For the first time since the 2022 season, PAC teams will each play 2 out-of-conference games in 2025. The season kicks off on Thursday night, when Westminster hosts OAC member Marietta in a rematch of last year's bowl game at Harold Burry Stadium in New Wilmington at 7 p.m. The Titans have won 4 of 5 all-time meetings against the Pioneers, with the only Marietta victory in the series being a 14-8 final in New Wilmington back in 1969. Veteran Titan head coach Scott Benzel notes that with a new head coach and staff, Marietta will provide a different look and new challenges from last season's meeting.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. You know, you got a new staff in there, and so we don't really have any understanding of, schematics, offense and defense, which, again, we just don't know the X's and O's behind it. But we're familiar with the young men at Marietta, and we know how tough they are, and we're going to have our hands full.
Also opening the season with a home night game is Teal, as the 2025 Tomcats debut on Friday night at Alumni Stadium with a 6 p.m. kickoff against Concordia University from Wisconsin. It's the first ever meeting on the gridiron between the two programs, as Concordia posted a 6-3 record as a member of the NACC in 2024. Fourth-year Tomcat head coach Sam Bauman talks about what led to the decision to open the season on Friday night under the lights in Greenville.
It was actually a lot to help them with travel. So, it gave them an opportunity not to kind of lose a work day on that Sunday where they're getting ready for their next opponent. So we were able to work with them. It was a great opportunity for us to get a really good week 1 opponent. And we're excited that, to play an out-of-region team.
Among a full slate of Saturday contests, new St. Vincent head coach Casey Goff makes his Bearcat coaching debut at home as SVC hosts Hilbert at Chuck Knoll Field in Latrobe at 1 p.m. Goff most recently head coach at the College of New Jersey.
Third quarter action coming up here at Poland here. Run a little over on in overtime as had a lot to talk about. A great atmosphere here, but Poland with a 43-6 lead, keeping an eye on the Campfield Cardinals and the Mooney Cardinals. As the Campfield Cardinals now leading 17-7. They will be here at Pablyansky Field next week for the Battle of 224. And of course, tomorrow, college football action here on Western Reserve Radio. Mark Means, Ryan Briggs will be bringing you the Grove City Wolverines. Western Reserve Radio 2 will have the Wolverines and the Cortland Red Dragons on the Wolverines Sports Network. I want to thank Ryan Briggs and everything he does over there. Let us be a part of that. Coach, we've gotten to see that with Mark several times here. A great atmosphere over there and a great program being built. I won't say being built. It has been built by Coach DiDonato. And of course, we talk about his mantra of building brick by brick. Certainly that is what he's done over there. It's been nothing but a lesson on how you build a team. And right now, a lot of players coming in through the transfer portal. Not sure how I feel about the transfer portal because, college, it almost is like college free agency, but he continues to bring a great program over there. And, Robert E. Thornfield is a great place to be on a Saturday afternoon, but not this week. They will be in Cortland, New York with the Red Dragons.
There we go. On the road again.
Yep.
We hope you continue to do things good there. We'll get ready for the kickoff.
Yep. And of course, next week, the schedule won't get any easier for the Grove City Wolverines. They will take on the Mount Union Purple Raiders and Robert E. Thornfield there. That one we will be looking forward to as the Wolverines really start to run the gauntlet on their schedule as well. But when you become that good and everybody else wants to take their shot at you, should be a great, great outing there at Robert E. Thornfield on the campus of Grove City College as we get ready for third quarter action here. This will be we will be in a continuous clock right now. It is 43-6, 30-point difference. So we will go right to that. Canfield now with a 24-7 lead over on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. An impressive outing for the Canfield Cardinals.
Absolutely. We got a little confusion here. We're trying to get the clock down to 12. There we go, Z.
All right. There's a minute 40 left there. They said, give me 12, and they went with close. All right. So Poland won the coin toss in the first half. They deferred. Adam Fanger, the freshman kicker, will send this one down for the Falcons, end over end. It's going to be a high one picked up at the 10-yard line by Poland out to the 20. Bring it to the outside, down near the 28-yard line, maybe 27. Nick Natoli on the carry for Poland. That's where they'll take over 1st and 10. As there will be a change of possession. The clock will stop for that. And we will go to a running clock here with the 30-point differential.
How will we do that? Well, they haven't started it yet, so they got apparently set the. Here we go. We're
all right.
Turning it now.
Initially, it looks like we're going to have the starting offense out for the Poland Bulldogs. David Zippolita in the shotgun, his brother Pano to his right. Twin receivers to the right side. They'll go tight end to the left. Kamara stepping up. He'll check with the line or head linesman. Hand off to Pano. Pano off the left side, covering that ball up. He'll bring it out past the 35, down near the 37-yard line. Pick up of 8 or 9 on the play, depending on where they spot it. Second down now for Poland.
Yeah, it's just he did a great job. Just broke through that, got a good solid 8-yard gain, and that they're going to keep. And Coach Pavlansky, this is exactly what I would did. Regardless of the score, you're going to bring your ones out. You're going to go down the field. If you score, fine. If you don't, that's okay. Their night is over.
I'll have that third quarter drive here. We'll see. We'll go to the I formation now. Single receiver to each side. Kamara will be the receiver to our near side. Under center is David Zippolita. Pano is the fullback. We'll hand it off to the tailback. And that'll be Chase Jones out past the 40. Midfield. He's got one man to beat. He'll be brought down near the 35-yard line on the field side. And that'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. The clock will continue to run. Just a simple run here. Nothing fancy out of the I formation.
No, he just bounced that out. That's all. The hole, he was running off tackle. He bounced left. They got around the corner. Great blocking downfield.
37-yard line. First and 10.
So first and 10 at the field 37-yard line. 10 minutes left here, third quarter. 43-6 is your score in favor of the home team, the Poland Bulldogs. They'll continue to keep their starting offense in. Discount Power Sports scoreboard at 8. It's a final. Fitch shuts out Erie by a score of 30-0.
Well, that's not surprising.
Send a man in motion from left to right. They'll hand this one off to Fonda, and we're going to get a flag. Poland may have gotten an early start on this one. That will put him back 5 yards. And it has been a relatively flag-free night for the Poland Bulldogs, but in this case, they will have an illegal procedure.
Yeah, and again, 5-yard penalty won't hurt you, but, you know, again, we talked about mistakes. We talk about penalties, so.
All from our referee.
Good ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
All right, so first and 15 here. Your favorite down and distance, Coach.
Yeah.
We always joke that's how your play script went. Start out first and 15, but ball marked at the field 42-yard line. 9 minutes to play here, third quarter. We are in a continuous clock. Poland with a 43-6 lead. Zippolita in the shotgun, one running back to his right. Send a man in motion, left to right. That's Fonda. Fonda trying to take the corner on the near side, past the 40 to the 35. Cuts back to the inside. He'll spin and be brought down near the 30-yard line. Pickup of nearly 12 on the play. Might have been just short of a first down.
That was a great run.
At the 30.
Well, mark it exactly at the 30-yard line.
A little short. Got about 4 yards to go.
Second, so out of first and 15. Will now be second and just about 4.
Good
Call
run.
it second and 3.
Very good run.
Great recovery from a penalty. As they will send 2 receivers out to the far side. That'll be Delomo and Kamara. I formation. Nick Natoli will be the tailback. Give it to Natoli. Natoli off the right side at the 30, 20, 15, 10, and it looks like he's going to step out of bounds. The official caught it right at the 17-yard line, but enough for a Poland first down. The clock will continue to run with under 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Good run. Solid. Good job. And we are getting invaded. I don't know what these things are.
These would be bugs.
They are bugs.
Well, we turn the lights on, and all of a sudden, you know, they can now see us.
Whoo-wee.
So
they're everywhere.
Well, Coach, when you're just sweet like that,
Is that what it is? I know
that's
it
what
ain't
it
me,
is.
so it's got to be you because it ain't me.
Third quarter in the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Mineral Ridge 31, Conneaut 12. Twin receivers to the far side this time. It'll be Delomo and Pano Zippolita. And off to Natoli. Natoli off the right side. He'll slip one tackle back to the inside the 10, brought down near the 5-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the Poland Bulldogs with under 7 minutes to play.
Just going to say that had to be a first down. That was a good hard run. I tell you, turn and twist, and he didn't let anybody get him.
So Nick Natoli contributing tonight, and he's become one of those players that has stepped up in that role from last year. He had moments last year, got some playing time. This year, a big part of that Poland offense.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, he's doing his job. He doesn't, when they need him, he gets in there. He runs hard, so outstanding job.
Mimo will be the single receiver to the far side, back to the I formation with Natoli as the tailback. Chase Jones now will be the fullback. Excuse me, that'll be Angelilli. Angelilli fighting his way forward. Did he get into the end zone? No, he'll be short down at the 1-yard line. Second and goal at the 1. Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Canfield Cardinals now lead the Mooney Cardinals 24-14. That is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Third quarter there. Try to get you a time. David Zippolita will bring in the play from the sideline. Trying to get you a time here on this Canfield Cardinal Mooney game. As Mimo now will be the single receiver to the far side. Kamara to the near side. I formation. Angelilli the fullback. Natoli the tailback. They'll give it to Natoli. trying to fight forward and into the end zone on a 1-yard touchdown run. 5:26 of the third quarter. Poland now with a 49-6 lead over Field.
Yeah, and I got a score on that Cardinal Mooney Canfield game. Canfield 24, Cardinal Mooney 14 with 4:22 left in the third quarter.
So Nick Natoli adding 6 more for the Poland Bulldogs as Hiramusa will come on for the extra point. Theo Kamara to hold. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 4:45 left here, third quarter. Poland increases their lead to 50-6. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We're back after this.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
3:48 left here, third quarter. Poland with a 50-6 lead. Nick Natoli getting into the end zone on a 1-yard touchdown run. It's Poland cruising to their third win of the season. Ranches kicking this one down near the 8-yard line, picked up by Field. He brought out to the 25, and he'll dive out near the 30-yard line. Victor Brown on the return, the senior running back for the Field Falcons.
Yeah, that was a good return, good hard run. But Poland then was able to gather him up.
Coming up tomorrow, 9 a.m., it'll be the Saturday Morning Sports Page. Pat Lucia, Dave Clark. We'll talk about everything in the wonderful world of sports. And that will be followed up by an 11:10 pregame for the Grove City Wolverines. They make their way to Cortland, New York to take on the Red Dragons. Mark Means, Ryan Briggs bringing you all the action on Western Reserve Radio 2. And at 2:45, it'll be the pregame show with Matt Lipsack as the Youngstown Phantoms take on Muskegon in Game 2 of their weekend series down in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. And back to pass is Field. Quick pass over the middle. That's going to be caught by Williams. Williams to the outside. And he's going to be brought down at the 32-yard line. And I hate to use the phrase ran over, but he's going to be ran over, and that's going to be Caleb Scott, the 5'11", 160-pound sophomore. We talked about that large sophomore class, and I think we're getting a little bit of a taste of that.
I want to tell you something. He exploded when he went to take him down. He accelerated like you're supposed to and annihilated him.
How do you get playing time? You make plays like that.
Absolutely, Jim.
All right. Quick pass out to the near side. That'll be Brown. Brown will be brought down at the 42-yard line. And once again, Caleb Scott coming in to make the tackle. It's just a quick pass from Fultz to Brown in the backfield. And Caleb Scott coming up and making the hit. 2nd and 7 now for Field. Nearly 2 minutes to play here, third quarter on this continuous clock.
I'll tell you what, that's how you are in a spot somewhere. Holy mackerel, he's flying everywhere.
And Kelly's now in the linebacker for Poland as well. Hand off for Field. They'll make it out past the 40, down to the 42-yard line. Enough for a Falcon first down. Brown on the carry for Field. Now we'll move the sticks as we have 1:53 left here, third quarter.
I'll tell you what, Poland's fighting them every which way, so they're doing a great job. It's how you showcase yourself. This is perfect.
Chris Holtzman making an appearance on that defensive line. A 6'1", 245-pound sophomore. Quick pass out to the flat intended for Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Looks like Fultz almost didn't get his feet set when he was trying to get that out there, but Williams couldn't hold on to it either way. We'll bring up second down for Field as we have 1:20 left here, left third quarter.
Tell you what, they're digging and scratching. I'll tell you what, though, the twos for Poland, they are doing well here.
Fultz waiting for the snap. Mason Fultz with a quick pitch out to the far side. That's Brown. Brown trying to cut it back in. He'll drop his shoulders and get past the 45 down near the 46-yard line. Maybe they'll give him the 47. It'll be third down and short now for the Falcons.
They need to try to hold them here. I don't know if it'll be 2 down territory for the for Fields, but we'll see.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Right now it is Niles 21, Ravenna 7. 2x2 receivers now for Folst and the Falcons. One running back to his right. That'll be Brown. Back to pass, 3-step drop, looking out to his left, fires downfield, throws it into a crowd of people, and it's going to be knocked away.
By guess who?
And we're going to have a flag on the play, and there was some little extracurricular activity on the play there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And yeah, I don't know if that maybe there was a little quick flag on that one. There was some pushing and shoving, and they helped each other up, kind of dusted each other off. But Field might be entitled to 15 yards. Okay, they're going to call that against Joey Dilworth. I don't know, Coach. That didn't seem that bad to me. But and again, we don't know what was said down there.
Yeah, there might have been some John.
Okay, I thought he was going to correct something maybe there, but Joey Dilworth, the 6'4", 210-pound senior, assessed a penalty, but or was it against Poland? Our umpire is now talking to the referee. And they are pushing the ball back 15 yards. And again, I'm not sure if I agree with that one, but at this point, 50-6, it's not going to make any real difference in the game.
I don't understand the call.
And now they're going to bring the ball back the other way. So is the penalty okay? We're going to come to the end of the third quarter on this running clock, is what it is. All right, we'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We're back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Field punting this one down near the 30-yard line. Picked up by Kamar, and he's going to be brought down instantly. And that's where Poland will take over. 1st and 10 here. We will have a continuous clock here in the fourth quarter. But, of course, it's everybody's favorite fourth quarter here in the Valley, Coach. It's the Lena's Pierogi House fourth quarter. Your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Call Lena's at 234-254-8532. And she has added a food truck as well. Give her a call. Talk to her about it. We talk about it all the time, and we know that we can't eat it before a game.
The only problem that I had was she did not serve chicken paprikash the last time the truck was down at the Penguin Brewing. I gave her H for it.
Well, Lena, we're good. All right, so handoff by Poland. We'll bring this one out to the 30, maybe the 31, depending on where they're going to spot it. See if we can get a number here. And it's going to be roster time here as Kyron Pope, 5'11", 155-pound sophomore. Again, another one of that large sophomore class for Poland. They're going to get some playing time here, and I see a lot of new numbers in there, Coach.
Absolutely, and that's what you want to see here.
So 11 minutes left here. Poland with a 50-6 lead. New quarterback in for the Poland Bulldogs. It's going to be Brody Gensler, 5'11", 165-pound sophomore. They'll have one running back to each side. They'll move a man from left to right. That'll be Dito. Single receiver to your side.
Okay, we're a little confusion here.
Dito now going to go wing left, and we're going to have a penalty as the play clock expires.
And let's just say Coach Pav is not happy right now.
All right. Little chuckle from our official as well. Mark Means keeping us updated on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Right now, Niles leading Ravenna 21-14. Of course, they are just about to wind down. There in Canfield. Cardinals with a 24-14 lead over the Mooney Cardinals. Can't say Cardinals, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Gensler with the snap. He'll hand this one off up the middle, have some room to the right. That's going to be Ethan Smith. Smith down the far side. And he's got one man to beat. And he's going to be brought down near the 15-yard line. Ethan Smith on the run. The 5'7", 165-pound junior with a big run for Poland. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the Falcon 15-yard line with 9:23 left here in the fourth quarter.
I want to tell you something, Jim. He made that for he legs were going 400 miles an hour. I would like to see him score, but I'll tell you what, that was a great run, good moves, good job by the offensive line, too.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 15-yard line. Single receiver to each side. They'll have two running backs in the backfield. That'll be Sattarelli and Nez. Gensler waiting for the snap. Right hash mark moving right to left on your devices. Handoff up the middle. Got some room to work. He'll fight his way down near the 10-yard line.
Good run.
Yeah, Jacob Nez, the 6', 170-pound sophomore. And I keep saying the word sophomore, Coach. So, again, in a year or two, you're looking at the future here, and so far, looking pretty good.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Pav should be very happy with this.
I'll mark the ball at the 9. They can get a first down at the 5. We're approaching the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Very fast-moving Lena's fourth quarter. As Pope will be to the left. Gensler in the shotgun. Single receiver to each side. They'll actually have a wing to the right. Gensler with the handoff to Pope. Pope going to be held up in the backfield. Nowhere to go on that one. That's going to be broken up by Brylan Ruffner. 6'2", 260-pound sophomore. For field. And I think there was some hesitation there by Gensler on whether he should keep it. But, boy, that left side was wide open on that read.
Yes, he could have read that and walked in that end zone, but he did not.
So a loss of 5 on the play. 3rd and 9 now from the 14-yard line. Next set here, trying to get into the end zone themselves. Bringing the play from the sideline. All will know with a commanding 50-6 lead. Dom DeLomo, the receiver to the left side. He's a sophomore as well. Pull it this time, keeping himself nowhere to go. Brody Gensler brought down in the backfield. Was a couple of yards on the play. And
About a yard. It's going to be.
I'll bring up 4th down now for Poland. And I'm sure at this point they'll go for it, or want to take a shot at a field goal.
I would say no. I would say go for it.
11:45 left there in Canfield. Canfield with a 24-14 lead. I kept saying the Cardinals. 24-14 over Mooney. Canfield Cardinals making a statement right now. Again, 11:40 left, fourth quarter. They lead Cardinal Mooney by 10. Gensler in the shotgun, running back to each side. Single receiver to each side, a wing to the left. 4th down for the Bulldogs. And this one off the left side. It's going to be Pope brought down in the backfield. Nowhere for him to go on that one. Armando Mano, 5'6", 655-pound sophomore, will bring him down. That'll be a turnover on downs. The Field Falcons will take over with just under 6 minutes to play here, fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Jim, if he could have got away from that, he had some blocking down the field. I don't know if he would have, he probably would have got a first down on that. I'll tell you, he had a lot of green in front of him.
And as always, want to thank both athletic directors from the Field Falcons and the Poland Bulldogs for playing along with us this week, getting some information here to make our broadcast a lot more fun. Both coaches, Coach Dutch, Coach Pavlansky. Thank Mark Means for doing that interview this week. Does a great job with that. That is something he does very, very well.
Yes, he does.
We'll have a flag on the play prior to the snap. False start coming up against Field. Clock continues to run here. 5:45 left in the game. Poland now looking forward to next week as they will host Canfield Cardinals in the Battle of 224. That appears could be a battle of undefeated teams. And as False waits for, actually got a high snap. Going to have a new quarterback for Field. He'll take it himself out near the 20 and be brought down near the 21-yard line. Rogan Kunkel, the 5'11", 175-pound junior quarterback and defensive back, now in for Field, running the Falcon offense.
Wide receiver was blocking downfield, and two Poland guys kind of, and again, it was during the play, so it wasn't anything they did, but hit him from the back and bent him over. It looked worse than what it was. He jumped right up. Thank God. That was bad.
Well, it would be worse if it was one of us.
Well, either or.
We headed to Mercy Health downtown. Is Kunkel now waiting for the snap? He'll pitch it out to the far side, cut back inside, on the run, and brought down near the 28-yard line. Henson will carry for the Falcons. It'll be about a yard short of a first down with 4.5 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Of course, fourth quarter brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House, your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Call Lena's at 234-254-8532, and I would say go after the game, not before. It is the most satisfying pierogies you will eat, and you'll want to go to sleep. Handoff to Henson. Will be off the right side. He'll drop his shoulder and get to the 35, and Field will get a first down on a hard run by Will Henson, the freshman. Get a young team here for the Field Falcons.
And good size freshman, too, I might add.
Twin receivers to the left of Kunkel this time. Single receiver to the near side. It'll be on the right hash mark. 3.5 minutes left here. Henson now trying to find a corner on the outside. And he's going to be knocked down on the far side. And there was a collision there. If I'm not mistaken, that was Kyron Pope. 5'11", 155-pound sophomore. We mentioned him on the offensive side, but how do you do, Mr. Pope?
I'll tell you, boy, did he come up and fill that. Whew.
All right. That's the way you get to the ball, I suppose.
They're playing hard.
Kunkel in the shotgun, empty backfield, back to pass. Looking downfield, under pressure. Stepping up, tucking the ball away. He'll bring it down near the 39-yard line with 2:49 left here in the fourth quarter. A fast-moving fourth quarter. We are in a continuous clock. Poland 50, Field 6.
Yeah, they're just keeping that clock a-running.
And really advantageous, Coach, when a game's out of hand like this. At least in this, I don't know where it is in other states. State of Ohio, you get out with less injuries. The score doesn't become so ridiculous that, to the point where it's embarrassing. So a good rule, I believe, by the OHSA.
Yeah, and I like this. This is how it should be. Just let it spin.
So Kunkel now in the shotgun, one running back to his right, three receivers to the right as well. And up to Henson. Henson now out off the left side, past the 45, down to the 46-yard line. Pickup of 6, and that's enough for a Field first down. They will have 2 minutes to work with here in the fourth quarter as we wind down this game. Tough order for the Field Falcons to come into Pavlansky Field and take on this uber-talented Poland Bulldog team who will face their toughest opponent next week when they take on the Canfield Cardinals. And that'll be Ensign off the right side. Past midfield to be tripped up down near the 43-yard line. Will Henson, freshman, getting some play time here as we hit the 127 mark of the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you what, I watched this Thano Myhos. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but man, he ran him down. He was on the backside and he almost got him. I'll tell you what, kid's hustling.
Dunkel calling his own number off the left side, trying to find some room to run, and he's going to be tripped up. May have picked up a yard on the play, but nowhere to go. Stopped by Dominic DeLomo, the sophomore. That'll be under a minute to play now here in a fast-moving game here.
Under 50.
9:01 left in the fourth quarter in Canfield. Canfield still with a 24-14 lead over Cardinal Mooney. Dunkel with three receivers to his right. Henson to his right hip. He'll give it to Henson on a short pass. He'll take it himself past the 40, fight his way down near the 36. Third down now for Field with half a minute left in week 3 of the Ohio high school football season here on the iMedia One Network, Sports Radio 1240. Both teams, I believe, are going to head to the sideline, and that is going to be it. They're going to let the last 15 seconds run down, and Poland will head to 3-0 on the season. They'll get the 50-6 win over the Field Falcons. Of course, that sets up a great matchup next week as the Poland Bulldogs will host the Canfield Cardinals, who, at least at the moment, looks like they are going to maybe get a win over Cardinal Mooney with 8:26 left in the fourth quarter.
And as they say, the battle of 224.
And it will be here in Poland next week. So a lot of excitement here as the clock hits 0. Teams will shake hands, and we will step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap. We'll give you some scores from around the valley. We'll let you know all about all the live events going on Western Reserve Radio on the iMedia One Network this week. We'll get you set up for next Friday as the Poland Bulldogs and the Canfield Cardinals will get together. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on Western Reserve Radio 2, Sports Radio 1240, and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Post-game show here at Pavlansky Field in Poland. We wrap up week 3 of the Ohio high school football season. Poland with the 50-6 win over the Field Falcons. Take a look at the scoring recap here. It was a great night for the Poland Bulldogs. It started back in the first quarter with 9:49 left. Chase Jones would get the scoring started with a 29-yard run. It would make it 7-0 after the extra point. Just a little over 2 minutes later, it would be Pano Zipolidis on a 5-yard touchdown run at 7:15 of the first quarter. That would give Poland the 15-0 lead. And also in the first quarter, it would be David Zipolida to Anthony Delomo on a touchdown pass, making it 22-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Second quarter action, Chase Jones would add his second touchdown of the night on a 13-yard run. It would make it 29-0. That coming with 8:53 left in the first half. Just a little over, again, 2 minutes had gone by, and Angelo Angelilli would find his way into the end zone on a 5-yard touchdown run, making it 36-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. However, second quarter action, 3:17 left. It would be Mason Folst getting into the end zone on a 2-yard run. That would get them on the scoreboard. It would make it 36-6 in favor of Poland. Second quarter action, 1:13 left. David Zipolidis would find Vito Camaro on a 12-yard touchdown pass. It would increase the score to 43-6. And finally, it would be Nick Natoli getting the last score of the night with 5:26 left in the third quarter. That would make the score 50-6. We were in a running clock. The game moving right along there. And that was your final here as we close out week 3 of the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week. And for Poland, a great opportunity for young players tonight. I think everybody kind of felt what the story was going to be tonight, but I think handled well by the Poland coaching staff and the players themselves.
And not a lot of mistakes, which I'm glad we saw that. Few little things here and there, but nothing major, because they have to get ready. They got to be disciplined next week, because if they don't, they could be in trouble. So what I see here is Canfield is gunning for them because Canfield wants it. So they got to be ready.
Yeah, certainly cannot have any kind of overconfidence with a very, very tough Canfield Cardinals team who currently have a 24-14 lead over Cardinal Mooney. We will step aside for our last time out. When we come back, we'll give you one more round of scores on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. We will wrap it up from Pavlinsky Field in Poland. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1240, WRQX AM 600, Western Reserve Radio 2, and all along the iMedia One network. We're back on the other side.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here one last time as we wrap it up for week 3 of the Ohio High School football season here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. The Youngstown Patricians are looking for post-high school and college talent to join their roster. For more information, check out the Youngstown Patricians on Facebook or call John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. Take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit us at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard to call 330-717-4441 or call Mark Means or Dave Ferris. They'll escort you right to the building to show you where it is. We'll start at the top here in the area. South Range, 42. Barberton, 7. South Range clicking as we are used to the South Range Raiders doing here over the last few years. Lost week 1. They are back on the winning path. They're now 2-1. St. Clairsville with a 10-0 lead over Beaver Local. East Palestine leads Bridgeport in a close one, 22-21. Brookfield leads Sharpsville, 33-21. Canfield with a 24-14 lead over Cardinal Mooney. That game with about 5:29 left in the fourth quarter. Champion, 29. Campbell, 7. Boardman and Cheney tied up at 21, Coach. Ooh, Cowboys coming back here, making it an interesting game. Youngstown East with a 22-3 lead over Clearview. Salem leads East Liverpool at last report 42-7. Girard 35, Edgewood 7. Fitch, they get the shutout tonight 28-0 over Erie. Garfield with a 34-21 lead over in Springfield, just down the road from us. McDonald 49, Grand Valley 14. Newcastle shuts out Highlands 32-0. Marlington, last report, still had a 14-10 lead over Howland. Howland losing that 10-0 lead they had earlier in the game. Hubbard, the commanding 35-7 lead over University Prep. Jackson Milton shutting out Wyndham 28-0. LeBray 15, Lowville 7. That last report in the fourth quarter. Lakeview with a 28-6 lead over Jefferson. Newton Falls trails Matthews 14-10. Mineral Ridge over Conneaut right now 31-6. Niles leading Ravenna in a close one, 21-14. That's in the fourth quarter. Valley Christian trails Pie Valley 40-0. Sebring in 8-man football. They fall to St. Joseph Central Catholic 33-6. Southern being shut out by Edison 34-0. Latonia also being shut out by Strasburg 41-0. West Branch, they're up big on Struthers 48-6. Crestview gets the 34-7 win over United. Massillon Perry 25, Warren Harding 7. Harding running the gauntlet on their schedule. Liberty still leading Warren JFK by a score of 21-8. Lisbon, they knock off Waterloo 41-14. Toronto with a 49-19 win over Wellsville. And Columbiana leads Western Reserve 14-7. Got some last-second scores coming in from around the area. Mark Means, all the way up in New York, reports that Niles and Ravenna are going to overtime, tied up at 21. And the Mineral Ridge Rams now lead Conneaut 37-18. And in USHL preseason action, the Youngstown Phantom, they fall to the Muskegon Lumberjacks by a score of 3-2. They will have their second round matchup tomorrow, 2:45 pregame, 3 o'clock on Western Reserve Radio with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. Also tomorrow at 9 a.m., it's going to be the Saturday Morning Sports page. Pat Lucia and Dave Clark, followed by 11:10. It will be the pregame show as the Grove City Wolverines will take on the Cortland Red Dragons. Of course, our own Mark Means and Ryan Briggs will bring you all the action from Cortland, New York. And, of course, next week, right here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week, we will get prepared for a battle of undefeated teams, most likely here with 3:52 left there in Canfield. It looks like Canfield might get the win. They lead 24-14 over Mooney as things stand. And unfortunately, that game will continue past our time on the air. So we want to thank everybody for joining us this week here as we filled in for Mark Means and Dave Clark on Sports Radio 1240, also on WRQX AM 600 The Patriot, Western Reserve Radio 2, and all along the iMedia One network and the iMedia One network app. So for Dave Ferris, for Matt Craven, for the coach, Bob Gessler, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here this week in week 3 of the Ohio High School football season. And we look forward to seeing you back here next week for the battle of 224, the Canfield Cardinals, They make the trip east to take on the Poland Bulldogs. Your score one last time here in week 3. Poland Bulldogs, they get the 50-6 win over the Field Falcons, and we will see you all back here next Friday.
Good night, all.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.